Welcome to the Diner Podcast, where we eat our lunch for breakfast.
Welcome to the Diner Podcast. I'm Red Velvet. With me as always, Uncle Lon.
Hello.
Oh yeah, we got to look at the screens now.
Yeah, you have to like sort of look at the camera.
Okay.
Not really. That's just for everybody else.
Yeah, we can just look at each other. That's why I turned mine in a certain way. That way I could just like look across and it wouldn't be.
Angle over here. Let me turn. Anyway, we have a very special guest in studio and on camera, Mr. Brett Krosky. How are we doing today?
Hello, everybody. Doing good, man. Doing good.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this one. So I've got to tell a lot of the old cable world stories, and you are the first person that actually worked at the cable company with me. So I've told the story about getting called a huckleberry looking motherfucker. And this was the person that got that to happen.
Taylor over here.
Huckleberry motherfucker.
I forget weren't you trying to cut that dude's cable and he came out screaming at you, or do you remember what I'm talking about?
No, I do vaguely. Yeah, we were that's when we caught the guy.
Yeah.
And then he chased us out, didn't he?
I think he chased you out, and you called the cops and you called us, and we came over and met you, and then the police escorted you back to cut his cable.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
But there was a verbal altercation that happened prior to this where he was standing on the porch and we were in the
You were on the porch?
Yeah. That's where not this door-to-door sales, you know.
Yeah.
Not in the best of areas.
No.
He's told me what a good cable area is. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, well, a good sales cable area
Yeah.
is you want the ghetto area.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
I'll
definitely
pass.
went very well. But yeah, we were standing out and this dude was screaming back and forth, and I was sitting on my car giggling, and he said, "What are you laughing about, you huckleberry looking motherfucker?" And it made me laugh even harder.
Oh, I think we all laughed at that, actually.
I was like, yeah, touche.
It was a bonding moment for
It was,
everybody.
it was great. But Brett actually, he was one of the first people I hung out with when I started there. I don't know if you remember that either, but
I do, yeah.
absolutely took care of me because you're like, you got a dog shit route. Like, just come hang out with me, and then we
I
kind of
got you
became
some
friends
sales.
after that.
I got you some sales.
You
that day.
absolutely did.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was a very interesting experience. Then he left and left me with all of the craziness. So
Well, I mean, you stuck around for the craziness.
yeah,
That was the smart one
my
we got
decision. Yeah, after you sent a infamous
Well,
email.
out. Oh, yeah. I actually brought that up right here.
Oh,
This
wow.
one's
So-
great.
To give a little backstory to this, I believe, was it 2 or 3 times we had not been paid?
Actually, I just read it. The third time.
It was the third.
Yeah. And that's what got me to write the email.
Yep.
Well, I think the third time, what got me to write the email is what his stupid email that got sent to us.
Yep.
That payroll accuracy challenges when you had a full year to work it out.
Yeah.
Once that got sent to me, I was fuming.
Well, because basically
Fuming.
what happened was they just flat out didn't pay us. And they're just like,
Yeah.
hey, our bad. We'll get you next time kind of thing.
Remember they said so the first time was 2016 of December, so Christmas time. Like,
Yeah.
we had no money.
Yeah, like when you need it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was supposed to make like $5,000 in commissions and everything, like take home.
Yeah.
And then they didn't pay us nothing. We had to borrow money from them, and so I had to borrow $1,000. I actually had to pay back.
So you got like an advance almost?
yeah,
Or a
Like
loan?
working off
Yeah,
of
loan.
a draw,
yeah,
basically.
basically a loan. Yeah.
Loan.
Yep.
And then we had to pay that back out of our paycheck. So
Oh,
not only did it not pay us, they had to do that, and I was just like, oh, I had enough. Dude, that email actually here. I mean,
Did you ever
Yeah.
get your $5,000?
eventually, not until 2.5 months later.
Oh, okay.
So, and they acted like this was not a big deal. That was kind of the problem.
That's when you know you're fucking rich.
Yeah, where it was just like, hey, no worries, like we'll get you next time, kind of thing. And
Oh,
it was like,
yeah.
well, hold on, guys, like this, we work here because you pay us, not because we just like have the same passion for you in like this cable industry. Like we're here because we need a paycheck, and you guys just aren't.
I
paying
gotta
us.
eat.
And I believe the third time this had happened over the course of what, it wasn't even like 2 months, was
No,
it?
that was December. I remember like it was yesterday. 2016 December, January 2017, and February 2017.
Yeah.
All 3 months.
And they just continuously were like, oh yeah, our bad, we'll get you next time, kind of thing. And it was like, hey, like everybody's panicking, everybody's trying to figure things out, everybody's pissed. And Brett was kind of on his way out anyway, and he was like, hey, I'm just gonna send this shit.
Well, this is what they sent. They sent over this email February 3rd of 2017, the payroll accuracy challenges. Team, as some of you may be aware, we have experienced paycheck accuracy challenges over the last several weeks related to the integration of the 3 former legacy companies. So it was at Time Warner, Bright House, and Spectrum.
Yep.
What an idiot. I want each of you to So dumb, man. I want you to know that our payroll teams are working feverishly to overcome and correct these challenges to help prevent this from happening in the future. Knowing that actually the merger started January of 2016.
Yep.
Oh,
So they had 12 months to figure this out, and they couldn't figure this shit out. So they said paying our employees accurately and on time is something that we take seriously. Then there comes
Just
my
for these 3
email.
months, we don't really care.
Right. And then I got that. So that I think was like a Friday. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, yeah, Friday, February 3rd. So I'm writing it back. I'm texting like, fuck you, motherfucker. You stupid scumbag. Delete. All right, man. So anyway, fuck you, scumbag. Delete. I actually end up going out that night with one of my best friends, actually Stephanie, and then she actually just unloaded on a story for 3 hours. I didn't basically get to say anything, but I didn't need to say anything. I was already fuming, so I wanted to listen. So after that, I went back on that Saturday. Was not getting paid. This is the reason why they did not fire me, and this was awesome. Oh,
and this came out like very early in the morning too, correct?
yeah.
Like, didn't you fire this off like right off the bat? Because we
tell
walked
you right
into this
now.
damn thing.
at 11:38 a.m. Well, this is on Saturday. So no one saw this actually. Well, obviously our bosses, Golden and John, were getting calls and emails and saying, who is this guy? What's he doing? Now I hit reply all to this.
This was a company response back.
Yeah. So this got sent out to thousands
This
of
wasn't
people.
just to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
This was to all of the employees.
So all in Florida, North Carolina, like all on the West Coast. So I'm just going to read a brief portion of this because this is pretty long here. And, I just basically say, I appreciate the apology for the payroll accuracy challenges that you have incurred during the merger. But it seems that there has been plenty of time for you to get all the necessary materials for each department. So this problem wouldn't have occurred. And you stated that this matter is taken very seriously. I'm trying to understand everything. This is the third paycheck of mine that hasn't been right. And money I work for is something I take very seriously. For example, I would have made $7,000 in the month of December. Looks like I was $2,000 off on Bright House pay structure and only made $2,000. $1,000 of it I had to pay back. Oh, so apparently they paid us $1,000, which obviously wasn't enough for not even my rent. And I think my car was like $370. My rent was like $800 and something. So that's not even enough. And then see, this put me and a few others in a bad financial situation that I brought up to Brenda, who was just a clown. She was horrible. She was the one that came in and she's like, oh, the last merger we had 27 people. We stuck around with 3. And we're like, but we all looked around.
Not
like,
good number.
I think we were like in like a barbecue place at that point.
I
Like, you remember that?
about that one.
Yeah.
Because there were people that were like standing up and giving like full-fledged speeches, like going into tears because they were living out of their car. They were just
it was bad.
We do understand your struggles and we're going to help you, as these people are doing just fine. And it's like, oh my God, these people don't understand humans. They don't get it.
Well, then right here it says, but even the lack of communication with these guys are horrible. Who sends out an email to their employees at 12:30 a.m. saying we're going to be taxed 25% on our commissions on payday?
Oh
my
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They sent it. So they sent that at 12:01 on the night that it started. So the first paycheck that they took the 25%, they sent that out at 12:01 on that day.
Yeah.
So that's how we found out that they upped the tax that we were taking out on our commissions. And it was
that like just the company policy, or is that like from the state? Or
I still have no clue, man.
Like,
They just sent out that email.
There was something about like your commissions being taxed as a bonus or something, and the way they did it, where they could do
commission
20
as a bonus.
Yeah, at one point, I think they were taking like 40+% of my check. Is what it was with taxes, benefits, and everything. I averaged it out, and it was like 40-some% they were taking, because I was like, this is almost half of my.
That must have been after I left and everything. They had way more.
Yeah, it was.
That's insane, man.
Not great.
I'm kidding.
So on that, it said from the promotional prices, pay structure, now checks, please have the issues resolved ASAP. Companies always say you're going to bring your personal issues into the business, and I would expect the company not to step into my personal life. You did that with these payroll accuracy challenges. Ended that email. I'm getting emails now back from everywhere, North Carolina, like wherever they're set up, New York and everything. I'm getting Brett for president. But dude, it's insane.
And this started a response thread where everyone was responding. So this went on for what?
So this was this was a bigger issue than just here, huh?
Right.
This was company wide.
Oh wow.
So then everyone was responding all. So then for like multiple weeks, this thing just kept going and going and going because people were just making it a fun thing. So then people were sending stupid pictures and whatever. It just turned into this like hilarious, fuck these people email thread. And it went on for weeks. And then I think it even went on after you were gone. It still went on. People would ask about it, like our boss would show up, we would show up in places, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are from Indy, like you're from email," and they would remember that was where it came
The
from.
email
Like,
guy.
The email guy.
he was infamous among the cable world for a long time.
Yeah, that was horrible. That company, I can't even believe there's. I mean, so even that year, the CEO got paid $95 million, but they couldn't pay us.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. I did all my research on that, but I couldn't even sue him or anything either because every lawyer wanted a retainer.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, listen, guys, I don't have any money. Like, I don't know how you want me to go through
Hey,
Don't
this.
you have a pro bono case you do once a year or something? I've seen those on the shows.
That's just
Yeah,
that,
right.
That's just that corporate world, though. Like
Oh,
that
yeah,
human
yeah.
element is non-existent in most of those places. Where like
No.
just walking around Walmart, you hear them like go across the intercom talking about bringing somebody to the coach's office or whatever, and it's like you're listening to it, going, "Oh, that sounds bad." It's like, "Oh, that's exactly why they're doing it."
Office at Walmart.
Yeah, I heard it over
They
the
have an
intercom.
athletic team?
That's what I said. I go, "When do they play?" I go, "Are they pre-gaming? Like, are they trying to work on strategy? What are we doing?"
I did get to see their cheer happen one time.
Oh, they have a cheer.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You didn't know that early in the morning?
No,
Like,
I had no clue.
morning shift. I'd say it's about, or at least here, it's about 8 to 9ish. I don't remember.
I kind of just want to swing in to see it.
Yeah, like they had this thing. I shit you not. They had a meeting. They brought they said everybody to the women's department or whatever, like up front, where the clothing's at. And they talked for like 10 minutes. Then all of a sudden you just hear clapping and some chanting. And then they're like, Walmart.
Everyone gets in the middle. All right, on 3, say Walmart.
I'm like, 10 seconds over. And I'm like, Jasmine, can I go over there and see what that's about? She goes, they're just leave them alone. But I want to know what's going on.
I kind of want to yell Walmart now.
I want to get involved in this.
Can I go to Vest so I can yell?
That's why it fascinated me when I heard it, because I was like, "Oh, that's for sure like a public humiliation way to
Yeah,
get people
right.
to do their job." Like you announce it over the intercom, "Hey, this person needs to come to the coach's office." So I wonder what that's for. Like you immediately are like, "Oh,
You have wind
man."
sprints now.
Yeah. You got these people doing wind sprints and electronics.
Go, go, go.
Did you ever watch that show Superstore? I don't know if it's still
I was just
on or
about to
not.
bring that up
No.
actually, with the cheer they did.
Yes, that's
Yes.
pretty much what it is like it's making fun of like the retail like,
Yeah.
world kind of thing and
Yeah.
how they but it's
You got
it's
me almost
almost
when you start with Rita. I was like, no.
no, I learned my lesson. I can't say that word. We get banned.
Yeah, probably is a bannable word.
Just
But
on
yeah,
TikTok. I can call myself that on here and it's not that big of a deal, but then I feel bad.
Well,
so
we're
I try
testing
my
the water
best.
with YouTube. We don't know what we can get.
Oh, I had to bleep it out of the Vietnam Wall.
Oh yeah, we had this. Okay, so let me paint this picture
oh,
for you.
please do.
The traveling Vietnam
Whoops.
Wall comes to town. We're interviewing one of the fine ladies that helped organize it.
Yeah.
We have a general and a master sergeant, I
I
believe,
believe
Neil was.
so, yes.
Big, super serious, and we're learning about Vietnam and everything.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I'm kind of." And I'm like, "You just sat there in front of a general."
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that go?
I beeped it.
They knew us, luckily, and it was like, I go,
No, like they all just kind of laughed
yeah,
and just moved on. Like it
I was
wasn't
just like, oh,
yeah. It wasn't one of my best moments. So we put a bleep in there and
Oh yeah, yeah.
sounds better that way.
I've learned how to edit. It did sound a lot better. I like adding the beeps to it because it's hilarious.
We should just go through every now and then, just put a random beep somewhere.
Just don't say, put over the.
Be like, what do you think?
Oh,
Bad
ooh,
word could have been there.
I'll put it over the company's names.
There
Whenever
you
he
go.
said those a minute ago, we'll have a beep
Yeah,
over the
so we have,
company's
like,
names.
rectum.
That way,
I was wondering. Yeah, it's like
we'll just
blasting out company. I don't really care.
no, I don't
Personally.
either. I'll just do it just for fun.
Yeah,
Mostly,
right.
because now people are going to really want to know who I'm talking about, and I mean, it's not that there's a ton of them, but I mean, they're going to have to go.
There
one
will
way
be
or another to
eventually.
figure out. Fair point.
I just like saying rectum.
But now you're really going to know who it was.
Well, that's where they did it with all of us anyway. Got us right up there with no Vaseline. So
Yep.
there you go. No paycheck, no
Well-
money. Thanks for the money though for us.
Well,
Guys,
go out there and make some more sales. Don't get shot.
That was pretty much the gist of it. I told that story before. I had a guy after you left that was on my team, and he called me one day and was like, "Hey man, I don't know what to do. I just got a gun pulled on me." And I was like, "Okay, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right, man, just go to a different area." Like,
Yeah.
and he goes, I fucking quit, dude. Like, no, I'm not. Like, I don't know what you mean.
Right then and there?
Yeah, he goes, I'm done. I'm never doing this again. Fuck this. And he literally, I never talked to him
Yeah, I
again.
probably would have quit right then and there too. Like, not the same for me.
I think
I guess that depends on like what the
'cause I
scenario
got
is.
threatened all the time. That was
Yeah,
just part
so
of it.
I got a gun pulled on me as well. And
That
it
was when
just,
you knew you were in a good spot. Like, all right, we got sales today.
Cool, all right.
Everybody else sees fear. You see dollar signs.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Yeah.
Well, you had to think about it too. Like, Bright House was all analog then, so it wasn't digital.
Okay.
So it's
People were
very
stealing.
easy to steal. You can just go in the back of your yard, hook up a cable line, bring it to your house. You got cable.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I actually disconnected one guy before, and then I went down the road and I came right back. He was up the pole, connected it again.
Mhm.
I was
Or we learned there were contractors that were working on the side that would go out and they would set people up for $50, $100, and then
Yeah.
just run a new line for them and hook it up. So
Yep.
then that became like a
Oh.
thing too. It was a wild, wild world we lived in.
It was, but to be honest, if it was never changed over the spectrum, I was working 4 hours a day, 20 hours a week, making $100,000 a year.
Yep.
nice.
Like as bad as like the areas we were selling in, it was great money.
If,
Yeah,
you,
it
knew,
was
if you
great.
knew what you were doing, because there
Yeah.
was a lot of people I realized like sales is an acquired skill, like being
gotta-
able
no,
to
gotta deal
adapt
with
to
everything.
people. Well, and it's like being able to read people, being able to get them to like you're basically selling yourself. You're not the product doesn't mean anything if you can't sell yourself. If you're not personable and you're not at the door,
Yeah.
like winning these people over, like that's why I always hate like talking about the corporate world again. When they would go in and do the trainings and stuff, it's like I had people coming out and I would have to just retrain them on how to actually sell because they'd come out and they'd have all this corny bullshit. And I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, this is what we're supposed to do. And I'm like, oh, fuck all of that. Like, none of that, everything you listen to in that training, fucking throw it out the window. And I'm going to show you how to really do this. And then we'd go out and make sales.
Like
Like,
what do they call it? The elevator speech or something. Like
Yeah.
when you say the same thing all the
Mhm.
time, like every house.
Scripted and all that
Yeah.
shit,
And it's like, dude, I'm like, that's good for like Carmel area.
Yep.
And like up there,
Oh,
down here, I'm gonna go up there and be like, hey man, were you here when the fucking cable was on or what?
Yep.
And they're like, yeah. How long you been living here? 2 years.
dude,
that was the easiest way to do it.
yeah.
You knock on the door, they
Yeah.
answer, and you just tell them who you are and be like, hey, man, we just saw the cable was on. I assume it was just on when you guys moved in. And they're always like, absolutely. And then you go, well, hey, no worries. I'm not going to cut it. Like, but we just have to get you on the books. That way we're good to go and we'll send a box out, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. That was all you
Yeah.
had to
Yeah,
do.
but the kicker, remember, if they shut it off within 3 months,
Charge back.
charge back. So,
So-
if they shut it off in 3 months, that money you made, yeah, it actually gets taken out of your paycheck
yeah.
to the company.
So say you made $3,000 on this check, or let's up it. Let's go to 5,000. So say your next check, you have 3,000 worth of chargebacks come back that people disconnected. So now, like, there were people that literally would get their
Yeah.
paycheck and it would be nothing, like,
Yeah.
because they wouldn't tell you this shit was coming. You would just get your paycheck and you'd
yeah.
be reading through it. Like I remember I was writing with a guy that found out he had lost basically his entire paycheck due to the chargebacks that they
Yeah.
were doing, and it's like, we can't make people pay their bill. Like I understand, but where you have us working and what we're doing, like
they're
what do you
looking,
want
they're
me to
looking for a
do?
deal too.
It's all about the wording, man. It's all about the wording.
Yep.
So you guys got to go up to them and tell them, like, listen, all I need you to do is to keep this on for 3 months. This is how I sold, man.
We're just being blunt.
Yeah, like I'm telling them exactly how it is. You got to, I mean, Bright House was great and everything, but I also wanted my money.
Right.
Like you're going to get your money for your 3 months, and if they shut it off after, whatever, I don't care. I want my money. I'm doing my job. I'm in here in the ghetto. I was pretty good at it. You know, I leveled everybody out. I remember one time I was working in the ghetto there, probably off 10th Street or something, and one lady came out and goes, "This is a cable guy. Make sure you treat him right. He's the man." And she sold it for like the block for me. Like, I sold like another like 6 triple plays, which at that point was like $300 per triple play.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's how we're making some money. So if you hit up, it's a tier system.
Mhm.
So if you get up to like 40, was it SGUs they were called?
So what was it?
MGUs?
Yeah,
or-
something
I
like
don't know.
that.
So a phone was one unit, internet, another unit, cable, another one. But if you got up to like 40, you're banking like $350 per sale.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that's why we were making like so much,
Yeah.
because you know half the people were stealing anyway. And
Yeah.
what do you say? You word it like, "Hey man, I gonna have to have a guy come turn it up unless you sign up today."
Yeah.
I learned that when they switched everything and they made it a prepay model, I found out after that these morons, well, not morons, they were pretty smart, but they figured out they could just pay the first month of people's bill, and there you go. They were paying $100,
forgot
making
about that,
$300-$400, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah, I was never one of the guys that did. I love my money.
I believe that's frowned upon in some places.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. But again, you're only spending $100 to make 300 or 400, so you're making still $300 on the back end.
Yeah.
But
So many people got busted doing that towards the end, where it was like it started coming out and it was like, oh, this is how these idiots are making money. Like, oh my God.
And honestly, I thought that was an easy job.
It really was, because you're like you're working 4 hours for the most part. Was like that was what I told these guys. That's what always drove me nuts as a supervisor, where I was telling these people, hey, I just need you to get these things done. And beyond that, I don't give a shit what you're doing. As long as you're covering these bases and you're making sales every day, I don't care what you're doing. I will block everything else from you. You don't have to worry about it. I just need you to do it. They still wouldn't do it.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, there were I fought
That's
with people
laziness, man.
so much. Well, and then it got to the point where like I just became too friendly at times. Where
you were a very friendly guy. Yeah, you still are though. I could tell just by even seeing you again. Like you're just down to earth friendly.
Well, I just know how people like treated me, so I don't ever want anyone. Welcome. Yes, and I also know how people treated me badly, and I don't want. Yeah. I want to treat people the way I want to be treated, and fuck those people that treated me that way and the way they ran their business. That's not how you keep people working for you. I led by, hey, I can go out here and show you how to do it. Not only do I know my shit, I'll come out here and sell for you and show you I know my shit. I just need you to listen to me and do what I'm asking you to do, and I will be the best boss you've ever had.
So you were a leader, you weren't a boss.
Yeah.
You led by example, or at least showed them, hey, this is how it's done. You weren't just sitting at the office going, you got to do this, you got to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not getting out of my fucking chair. Go do that.
No, they would tell me they couldn't do it, and I would go, okay, where are you going to be today? And they would tell me, and I'd go out and I'd do it. And I'm looking at them going, hey, what's going on? Yeah. But then I just didn't realize that the way I speak to people, I am just very laid back. I don't care. I don't have this like salesman approach, because as soon as someone realizes they're being sold, they're going to dip out on you. They don't want, it's just that human nature of, I don't want to be sold to. I don't want you interrupting me. So you're at a disadvantage. As soon as you hit that door, you're at a disadvantage. So you have to diffuse that as quickly as possible. And that was what I was good at. I was good at being laid back, honest, and I just would do my thing and talk to people. And I think people kind of took it as a refreshing, because I wasn't doing the corporate drop my pencil as a quote unquote pattern interrupt, which I get what they're doing there, but it's like, it's obnoxious. Like there's different ways to do that where you don't have to, like I went out with people that would just, they'd walk up and do the dumbest things. And I'm watching them going, hey, this is why you're not making sales. Like, what the fuck are you doing? They would go up to the door and they're like I had one kid, he was talking to, what was it? It was it was a lady, and she wasn't giving him the answer that he wanted. And he inevitably said something along the lines of, well, is your husband home so we can make a decision, or something along those lines? And I'm like, right there. I walked away and I was just like, hey, don't ever do that again. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, so you understand that like there may not be a husband there, and you just told this lady that, oh, is there a husband here to make a decision? Because like you basically just talk shit to her, man. Like that's not the way to go about it. I was gonna say, well, we're living in. Like so, and I don't know.
We're going back that way. It depends on how many more laws we make. Give it a little bit, and we'll be back there. Shit, man.
But it's such a wild world trying to teach people that skill, because I didn't realize like whenever I was taught, I just watched them do it and then I mimicked it. And I was like, okay, this is how you do this. And then I threw my own things that I saw in and I kind of perfected it.
Absolutely.
Well, then I would show people how to do it, and they would not make a sale after I left. And I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Like I'm like showing you exactly what to do. I'm breaking this stuff down into like literal. I wrote a tree at one point where I wrote my pitch, and then I broke it down to like the different angles this could go, what they could say.
You got your crowns out?
Yeah. I typed all this shit up and I made it and I printed it out, and I gave him that, and we still couldn't figure it out. And then we find out he was just walking around pressing buttons on the thing. So, you know,
I totally forgot you actually, we had iPads at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You were just paper.
When we were so it's just a paper route that we had and everything. You got an address and everything, and you just look at it.
Like MapQuest?
Pretty much, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. But it was like a long list of all these addresses and everything. And it says a had cable or what they had and everything. You just go up there and you go in the back of the house first to check, see if it's connected. And then you just go up there and be like, all right, well. then you either diffuse it or anything. But I think I mean, we're really easy salesmen. Sales is not easy.
No,
it's not easy to go up and talk to everybody. I think the biggest thing is reading the situation, reading that person, reading the room too. Like, I mean, I walked into one where it was just cocaine sitting on the table, and the guy's like, "Why do you bring this fucking guy in here?" And that's pointing at me, and I'm like,
"Do you want cable?"
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just a cable guy. You guys want some cable?" And he had a gun sitting right next to it, and he had his hand on the gun too. I'm like, "I don't need to sell you cable, but if you need to prove that I'm not a cop, I mean, I'll buy some of you right now." I don't know. I just didn't want to get shot or anything, so I just did whatever I could to get out of that area. But I actually ended up selling him.
Those are always the ones that turn around and buy. The ones that you think you're like, I'm gonna die.
And then you see like, and you look freaked out, and he sees that you're freaked out, so he kind of knows like you're there, and like you walked in on a wrong situation. I'm like, and at the end, he's like, "Dude, you're fucking cool as hell, man." Yeah. I'm like, "Dude, thanks, dude." I was a little scared there at the beginning. He's like, "Oh, dude,
shoot me!" So,
and he's like, "Well, you understand why, right?" I'm like, "Absolutely."
I didn't know I was walking in Tony Montana's house.
Right.
Oh, that happens so many times where you get invited in a house and there's just drugs everywhere. There's guns. There's money. It's
there's herpes.
Probably.
There's herpes. Yep.
Dude, I remember I walked in and this guy was on the phone in the kitchen, and he was on the phone with another dude in Vegas, and he was talking as a chick in the kitchen. He's like, "Oh, hey, honey, how you doing?"
Was he a 900 guy?
Yeah. Oh, he's a phone sex 900 guy pretending to be a woman talking to people in Vegas. And I was like, "Get out of here!" And I'm just sitting there like,
what the fuck is happening?
And then I got someone in the living room sitting right next to me, and I hear something crazy, and I do the lean back. I'm like, he goes, "Yeah, you're not used to hearing that, are you?" I'm like, "Never."
No.
Like, this is just all around weird. Like,
are there people who are used to hearing this? Like, you just switched
the roommate, apparently.
Fair point.
Oh yeah, he was all sitting there all relaxed. He didn't give a shit.
It's just Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Then all the times I had like women like try to like get with me, and they were not the right women. I was like,
I never had that. That did not happen. I was also really fat whenever I.
Hey, there's some women that like fat guys.
It's a fair point.
They need loving too.
Yeah,
that's right.
I was just very, very, very fat. And I clearly did not have that approach then, because I did not. I had a lady answer the door in a towel one time. I'm fairly certain she was a stripper. She lived very close to a strip club.
Good looking stripper, or
I mean, not bad looking.
She had a good personality.
And I mean, we were on like a main street, and she's just standing out on her porch in a towel, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this lady's for
sure." Did you go to high school with her?
No, but the strip club was give or take right down the road. I was on the avenues, and
she
we
was
were
the
right
manager.
down the road.
She managed that.
Talking about over here or in Indy?
Over here. This is when I was here.
Oh,
so yep, we were right down the road from.
It's no longer there. RIP.
Yeah, that one's gone. But I assumed with her comfortability walking out in a towel and standing on her front porch while 2 lanes of traffic are just going back and forth, that she really didn't give a shit.
You're there trying to cause an accident.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Or trying to get a deal on cable.
One of the 3.
Did you give her a deal on cable?
Yeah, that is a good question.
I did sign her up. Yes.
Now, did you give her a deal though?
Whatever deal we had, that was all I had.
You didn't have a flash sale or anything?
But I did sign her
There's
up.
always a flash. There's always a flash sale in there where you can actually do the bottom. They don't want you ever to do it.
Nope. To my wife, who might listen to this, absolutely.
She will definitely watch.
So I do appreciate you and Golden driving me around when I didn't have a license.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I did have a license. So here's what happened.
So you
I
just physically lost it.
I took a trip to Europe.
That.
I paid all my bills, which I thought, besides my car insurance.
Okay.
So the day I got back, I'm going to get to a dentist appointment. Now I got the light to take a left. I take a left. This dude takes a right. Gas station's on both sides. He wants to go to that one.
Oh, of course.
Just turns right into me. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And I was calling the morning of. I'm like, but they weren't open. So I'm like, all right, let me just go to the dentist and let's get it done. Nope. SR22 formulator insurance goes from $600 a year to up to $400 and something a month.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I can't pay that. Oh, and then my license got suspended for 3 months.
Oh,
while I'm on the job. So him, Scott, and Golden would take me out to my territory and be like, just pick me up when you're done.
Yep. Or we just go work together and hang out and dick off all day.
Whatever. I still sold. I mean,
yeah. It was amazing how, like, if you could be personable, how easy it was.
Oh, yeah.
And so then it would baffle me when people couldn't do it, where like you'd see people that just would not get sales ever. And I'm like, A, how are you surviving? B, why are you like, you're out here anyway? They would just sit in their cars. Like they would just sit in their cars and drive around.
Sales, man. Getting out of your car.
Like, guys, like
It is.
you're already there. Why would you not get out and at least go cherry pick, go find cars and try to go knock on those doors if you want?
You know, with that said, I wonder how many salesmen actually go out there like to their route or doing whatever sales and just sit in their car. I wonder what that percentage is. Actually, I'm sure it is.
Well, because like,
you think
especially
it's more for like the newer salesmen in, or is this more established dudes?
No, more the newer salesmen. The established dudes should know to get out of their car. I mean, unless they're just going through life shit, which let's face it, people are definitely going through life shit.
Absolutely.
Now, and like every day. So even when I was in sales, like with the liquor industry, I was like, sometimes I'd just go up there and be like, well, it also depends on your customer too. You know, if I knew that customer was going to be there and I'm gonna have a great conversation, but if I knew the other guy was might be in there, might not be in there, I'm just going to be wasting my time because they just want to talk and they don't see like people that are actually talking about it. So I just be like, well, on to the next one. Not going to add my car for this one.
That's an extremely hard part of sales too, because you get those people who just don't have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
So then you start a conversation with them and they're knee deep into their life story with you. And you're looking at your thing like, we've been here for 15 minutes and there's no chance I'm getting this sale.
Yeah.
What are we doing? And like,
pamphlet out yet.
and like, you always
we
try to
couldn't
be
even do
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't get a pamphlet?
Well, we did.
Yeah, we did. But
Legally, though, no.
We created our own.
They didn't want us doing that shit. Now, our bosses really didn't give two shits, actually. Golden was our main boss. John was like his boss. So Golden had all of us, and he knew what we were doing. He's like, guys, like, and if he found it, he'd be like, guys, I got to talk to you about that. I'm just coming around doing way. Don't ever do that again. Slap on the hand. And then we go right back to it and turn them off again and go right at it.
Yep.
Because the thing was, if they're not there, we leave a flyer, they call us, we get the sale.
Yeah.
Then if we also caught people that were still on, and then we have someone go turn them off, and then they call in to sign up, we get the sale. Because if we weren't there, when Spectrum took it over, all that went away. All that. They're like, no, sorry, they called in, not your sale.
Well, and that's where like things just became very, very difficult. Like it became where, and I feel like a lot of sales places get like that, where especially if you're going door to door, trying to structure an 8-hour day is crazy. Like you have to kind of understand that you want people who are money hungry, who want to go out and work. You don't want to micromanage those salespeople because they're going to go out and do their thing. You don't have to worry about it. If you have to micromanage them, then you're hiring the wrong people.
No,
like
absolutely,
you can build a sales team based off of that, and then things work. But if you go the opposite approach, then you just fuck everything up. And you can't, like, knocking doors for 8 hours mentally.
You can't do it.
No, because you're getting told to fuck off 20, 30 times.
I don't know if
a
I
day.
can go knock, just walk up and knock, hey, how you doing? I can't do that.
It's that energy
hard,
drain.
It's not.
I'd be better like they're in the yard. Hey, how we do? Like I didn't the whole.
Those are easy ones. Like that was something I learned too. Like when it was cold, I would just drive around and look for cars, look for people outside. All your shit's within like a block of each other. So I would just go drive around and find cars, find people, and just go have those conversations, and you would get a sale super quick. But then these morons would just go sit out in the cold and just sit in their car all day. And I'm like, I just don't understand that mindset. I'd rather be cold for an hour and go get my sale and go home the rest of the day rather than sit out here for 4 or 5 hours just to appease these metrics and go home. Like, that's so stupid. Go get your sale. I don't give a fuck what you're doing. Just make everything look cool.
Well, fuck those tablets that you guys got. That made shit. That shit made everything a lot worse.
That's what I would even teach these people, how to fuck the metrics. And like, hey, this is, if you do it this way, you will screw
the system.
You will hit every number they're asking for. I'm the only person looking at it. So as long as you're not doing this shit, we're cool. If you are doing this shit, I am going to be your worst nightmare because I am the nicest person in the world until you fuck with me. Once you fuck with me, I'm no longer nice. And I will speak my mind and I will say what I need to say. And I had screaming matches with people in the middle of the street doing that because it was like, what are we doing?
Well, you gave them the opportunity. I mean, you can only give people so many opportunities, and everyone has their breaking point.
And when you're being
people in general, work in general, anything in general.
Yeah, and when you're being that cool with people, and then they just overtly take advantage of it, then it's like, all right, fuck off, man. Like now we have a problem. Because to me, it's incredibly disrespectful for multiple reasons because I'm already teaching you how to do all of this stuff and I'm being very lenient, and then you're going out and working for 20, 30 minutes a day and not getting a sale and going home, like, and using all the things I taught you to your advantage and fucking me. And that doesn't work because now I'm getting in trouble for my numbers and shit's not going well and I have to go to bat for you every day. So we can either fix it or you can fuck off.
Or shit rolls downhill, sir. So,
and it was like, I will be the nicest person in the world, but if you're gonna fuck off and not do what I'm asking you to do and put me in harm's way, now we're in a bad spot, and that's not cool.
Like I said, you got a job, you got to work. You're either going to work or just go home and just get a new job.
Yeah.
Do something, get a job that you love doing or want to do. Nowadays, though, everyone's just a number, whether you're in a corporation or even a mom and pop shop. So that sucks.
I had a person on my team pass away, like a young person pass away. And like, it was rough. Like it was a very interesting, because like very good kid and passed away in a motorcycle accident. He had like just bought this motorcycle, and I found out like, it was like a week later, I think, he got in a car wreck and was in the hospital for a couple of days. We went up and visited his family, and he ended up passing away. And they were like, they weren't shitty, but like there wasn't a whole lot of like, there was a couple people that said stuff about it, or like we asked, hey, can we donate food? Can we donate this, that? And they were like super stringent on what we could do. They were like, and then they're still just bitching about head count and numbers. And I'm like, just had a guy die. Like, this is wild.
Jesus.
And then like, it kind of triggers that in your brain where you're like, oh, these people don't give a fuck. No. Like we're all just numbers on a screen.
Were you there? I mean, you were there for Bright House, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right at the end of it.
So their Christmas parties, we're at the Montage off of I think it's 86th Street, which is a great place, like phenomenal place. I'm talking, and this was just, you go there, you don't have to pay anything for any employees. Everyone's invited. They had filet mignon, like chicken. They had a full spread. Not only that, they had a little casino in the back room, to where, you know, that you get tickets and everything. No money. Once again, it's just to get tickets to put in for a.
I got to go to the last one.
No, so you did go to one. All right.
Yeah. With you and Jesse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We always went. Yeah. We never miss that. You got 2 drink tickets, and everyone else gives you your drink tickets that they don't drink. So we left pretty buzzed. But the best thing, like with those raffle tickets, you can put on Indiana Pacers signed balls. They had Xboxes. They had PlayStations. They had like all this signed things that you can actually win. Check over to Spectrum. Christmas times, you get to fight over a turkey.
Oh.
Yep.
Just one turkey for
one turkey for each team. I think it was. I don't know. I was told.
I think it was. Yeah, they let us give away a turkey or something. It was
like 12 people per team or 6 people per team, whatever. Yep. The best salesman got a turkey.
Oh wow!
Bigger corporation came over. Our party went from Montage to a turkey.
Oh, shit. Did either of you get a turkey?
No, I quit way before that. Yeah, I didn't even make it to the next Christmas at that point, man.
You were gone pretty quickly after it all. After that email, it was pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, well, after that email, obviously I have a target on my back. Yeah. So the first mess up, I was fired. I just did a favor for them. So I went over to Cisco Foods and started selling for them, which, you know, corporation, yay.
Yeah.
That was all right.
Well, Jared told me before we started, you used to be a chef.
Yeah.
How the hell do you know what? So where are you from originally?
You need to follow him add him as a friend on Facebook.
I will.
He always posts.
I will
used to anyway. A lot of pictures of his delicious food.
COVID ruined that. Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Albany, New York. Moved over here. What's it? 2024. 11 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, 2013, the week of the race. Actually, with my now ex-girlfriend. No clue what she's doing, so don't even bother asking.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, a lot of people do for some reason. I have no idea why. Like, what's she doing? I'm like, she's an ex for a reason. I have no fucking clue.
Did you move over here because of the race?
No, I just
really love the Indy.
Oh man, I just wanted to go there all the time. I just wanted to live here. Albany, New York, man. There's no racing over there. I never got into racing. Yeah. I'm a big sports fan. I played hockey, basketball, baseball for 13 years, so I'm a big sports fan.
Yep. Yeah.
But I moved over here then I just got in a bad group of people over in New York. They wanted everything I had. If I had
a mob, was it?
I wish it was. Actually, it would have been better. Actually, I think I probably would have climbed that ladder real quick.
I've been perfect.
Which is funny because
we kind of did a stint in it for a little bit.
Yeah, right. Oh, Jesus. Like. Yeah, right. I mean, we're in mob America now. Let's face it. If they want something, they're just going to take it for you. What is that? Intimate domain, they call it?
Oh, yeah.
If the government wants something. Yeah, they'll take it.
We're pretty much ran by the mob now, it seems like, with the way like BlackRock, Vanguard, all that shit owns all of the things. And then they just continuously create more problems for the solutions. And these people make billions of dollars. And it's like, that's fascinating how that works.
Yeah, so I was a cook over there in New York. It was a steak and seafood restaurant. I was a grill guy, and they would not let me off the grill. I have a picture on here. I'll show you my grill. I'll show it to the camera too here. It was insane. So I'd cook for Barnside, a restaurant over there, and there was only me and one other person. It was me on the grill, and then my boss, Marge, doing ovens. And then we would serve like 800 people, just me and her.
Oh shit!
Wow. Oh yeah, we could rock it.
Damn.
So did you know you could cook before that, or was that just kind of like you dove into it and realized,
when
like,
I was
I'm good?
When I was like 14, I asked my dad for like a game. Yeah, he drove me over to a restaurant, got me a dishwasher job.
He's like, no. If you have that much time on your hands, we're gonna make some money.
Oh yeah. I got my first dishwasher job. Then I went to a Mexican restaurant and just dishwashed over there and just climbed the ranks. Never went to school for it or anything.
That's amazing because you make some awesome shit.
I appreciate it.
I remember, like, even when we were hanging out all the time, I would always see your pictures, or you'd always send shit to me, and I'm like, God damn, this looks good.
I can't make fucking shit. So
he would make like legit.
Holy Lord.
Yeah, so that's a grill that I would actually serve on and everything. And it's
that's badass.
Yeah. I mean, so there's that many steaks on that grill.
Yeah.
So me and Marge, we just be like, all right, too many steaks on the grill. All right, let's go outside and take a break. Because it's gonna take forever for those to cook.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the heat is just hitting the steaks, doesn't go around it or anything. So you got to move them all down. But yeah, I think the most we've ever served, I think, was like 900 and something.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we rocked it. No help.
So was the person you worked with just really good, and then you just kind of
we just
picked up
meshed.
things from
Me, her, and my buddy Chachi over there in New York? Between us three, if there's two of us were on the line, you don't have to worry about shit. Yeah, everything's coming out. Obviously, I think best I ever did was 7 perfect nights on the grill. Nothing ever came back. Nothing overcooked. Nothing overcooked.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive with zero training, or like you just kind of went by feel and figured it out and like picked up shit. It's incredibly observant.
I actually went to Butcher Block with my first grill place, and he goes in there, can you grill a steak? Never grilled a steak. I'm like, yeah, grill a steak.
Hell yeah.
And ever since then, I learned, and then I was just rocking it there, and I couldn't get off the grill at either place because like I was the best grill guy. And at a steak place, what do you want? So they paid me pretty well over
I
there.
feel like that happens in life a lot, where you just kind of get jettisoned into something and you're like, I don't know if I can do this or not. And then you do it and kill it. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess I can do this. Because like when we started this was like public speaking has always been one of my biggest fears. Like I remember like having whatever the speech classes in school, whatever. And it just,
Fuck off.
What it was called.
If you got better, you went to advanced speech.
I took one in college too.
Yeah.
I forget what
Was it
communications
advanced?
maybe.
Did it go backwards?
It was called speech.
Was it called speech there too? Fair enough. But like public speaking was one of my biggest fears. I remember just having to do a presentation whenever I still worked at the cable company. And all it was me sitting on a computer talking to another person. And I was so fucking nervous to do that. And now I don't give a fuck. Like all the things that we've done, like we've talked about this a few times, where I've knocked down some of my biggest barriers and fears because of what we're doing, where it's like, well, hey, this is what we want to do. So I need to get the fuck over this. And this is the best way to do it. And we would just tackle them. And I think really the boudoir shoot was one of the first ones that really like, because it, like, again, like
was
even
that when you painted my ass or when I slapped yours?
Oh, so we have to start off with the ass slap. Have you not seen any of this?
No.
So for
I've
those
been
of
I've been in a
new-
cloud.
Yeah.
Well, so for you and anyone else new to the podcast, last year, and was it October?
Yes, October.
We won a boudoir photo shoot.
Free boudoir photo shoot.
Me and him did a boudoir photo shoot together and did a full 12-month calendar shoot of all sorts of things. And again, not only the public speaking, like taking my shirt off for obvious reasons. I was fat as fuck at one point, so you develop some insecurity.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so, like that was another for me. That's another one that I like really struggled with. So knowing that we had to do that got me in the gym like way more than I've ever been, and that kind of ignited that addiction.
Yeah, the funny part though, you texted me the day I was like, we need to go to the gym workout. I'm like, I have not fucking lifted a weight in like 3 years.
Okay, so
you got 2 pounds there? That's what I'm starting out on.
so what I was going for was the pump. Because my thought was like,
I had
after
my
you get
penis
done
pumped
working
at the
out, well, that was always covered. Well, for the most part,
Bullshit.
those things
Is that
did
with
not,
the dildo?
That's right. With the big dildo.
those things did not leave much to the imagination. We were basically, so we ordered the banana hammocks. So we were both standing in October, basically standing out in this lady's backyard in our underwear.
And front yard.
In front yard. We were waving at cars.
Oh my god!
We were wearing luchador masks. But
You guys have video of this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
I have
show you
a
after the
full
show.
video.
Oh, I'm definitely diving. I'm gonna go through you guys. Don't even worry about showing.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
diving into all you guys have recorded.
I believe
There's
it's
a
on.
lot.
Is it on
All right,
TikTok?
maybe not all of it then.
Did I ever post it?
It might be.
Because I
I
made a
really
little.
hope you did.
I have a montage video of it saved. I don't know where the fuck it's at. I'm pretty sure it's on my TikTok.
Oh, I'm dying to laugh later.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. I'm going to show you before you leave because I can't wait to watch you watch it. But But
It's like
for
one of those
me,
two girls, one cup videos. Let's watch them watch it. Just like, I've never seen that.
Just
Ever,
really.
to date.
Oh, I showed
Don't say,
I
really like that either. Because it seems like you wanted to show me. You said that, oh, really.
I kind of want to get your reaction live on the camera.
No.
Best part of that video was when it came out, his dad.
Oh, yeah.
I always go to his house and his dad's like, I'm 44 years old. I've seen everything. You can't gross me out. I'm like, are you sure? So I pulled up that video and he's like, what? And at first it's, all sexy and stuff. He's like, oh yeah. And then they go, I think they shit in the cup. And he's like, well, that was weird. Then they start licking it. And he goes, oh my God. And then they start puking on it and licking it up.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I had no clue that they even did that.
He goes, okay, I've not seen it all, apparently.
Oh my
I
God.
think I made it to when they started shitting in the cup, and I immediately was like, what the fuck am I watching?
So, the best part was back in the day when I went to ISU, they were giving college tours throughout the Commons, and they always stopped right there where I sat, because I always sat in the same spot.
Yeah.
And then we stopped to talk because the bookstore was right there, and they'd always give a tour. I'd always turn on that fucking video and let it play and get them leave. And that fucking video is playing while they're giving a tour.
You're such an asshole.
There's one point.
Fucking hilarious.
That was before
For everybody else.
Yeah. I think that was
Now-
before they could put security and all that.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you'd be either in
So
prison or on a
we were
list.
downloading songs off LimeWire and shit at college.
Yeah. Remember that Napster?
Yeah.
First Napster.
Yeah. I don't remember the first version. I think it was the second one.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. I know you could have got arrested for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Metallica came all out and shit.
Yeah.
Trying to. That was a big. I remember being terrified that I was going to get arrested.
We
for
all
Napster.
were for a little bit. And
But I
then
gotta
we
be the one guy.
Yeah, it's going to be me, damn it.
and then we all did it. We're like, I'm just gonna do it once.
Yeah.
Do it
I'm
once.
just going to get one CD.
and then you get away with that one. Like, do it 2 times.
Worst thing burning CDs was whenever you'd be in the midst of a song and then about 30 seconds to a minute it'd start going. It's like, oh, fuck you. Damn it.
Hope he was rewritable.
Yeah. Or you just have to
There
fuck up
for a
and start
while, I
over.
was like the burn CD dealer at school.
Yep. I did that for
Oh,
a while
man.
too.
Charge everybody $1
Oh yeah.
per CD.
Yeah.
You go buy the little brick for like $5.
Yep.
That's not good money.
Yeah.
See, I was a little klepto back in the day. So I actually was a guy stealing portable CD players and like selling those off. Well, it was crazy. 'Cause I think it was Walmart or something. I don't really know. But they had all those CD players on display with the alarms in the back and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So me and my buddy at the time, we'd go over to the little painting area, get the X-Acto knives because they're extremely sharp.
Yeah.
And so we'd steal that to steal those CD players.
The whole system.
Well, could you look at you got the big black balls and everything
The
there.
boobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I heard those were empty for the longest time.
So they were painted pitch black, and the clear ones you could tell like that's a camera. They put the pitch black one right next to all the CD players, and we just looked up like idiots. You remember those remember those Janko jeans?
Yeah.
Like the pockets all the way down, like your yeah, we had those.
Oh, sweet.
Oh yeah.
You stole like
pockets
everything.
Yeah, we cleared like I don't even know how we didn't get caught. Like we cleared the whole shelf off. Like there was nothing. Like we cut all the alarms, then the other would come by and this walk right out. There we go.
Now you can do that, and it's kind of legal. They just don't give a fuck anymore, as long
Yeah.
as it's not over a certain dollar amount, I guess.
Yeah. Seriously, I do see people just running in the store, grabbing shit, and just running
And
out.
they just
now.
like you see those videos, and they just don't even like. There's no care. There's no like remorse.
Well, it's gonna
They're
cost
just
them
like
more to.
fuck off.
It's gonna cost them more if they get injured helping them than it is to save the product.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yep. Or if they get sued because somebody gets hurt
Isn't
or
the
whatever
rule
it
is,
is.
as long as once they leave the store, that's no go. Like you can chase them down until they leave the store.
Yeah, that's why they
But
had
I
those
thought-
like
I
secret
thought it's-
shoppers for a while.
Oh,
I thought it's
Have
not
you ever-
even stealing until it leaves the store though.
Have you ever encountered one of those secret shoppers?
yeah, one guy. So this was back when I worked at Kroger for 6 weeks. I met this secret shopper, and he really wasn't secret because he had a badge and he had a handgun around his waist.
I wonder if
I'm
this
like,
is the same one because
he's
I
the
got
DoorDash driver now.
I got
Every time I see him, he still has the gun. He's like, "How you doing, bud?" I'm like, "I'm doing great. I'm gonna go over here."
Yeah.
I don't know if he's secret shopping or DoorDashing. I don't know what he's doing.
Either way.
it may have been the same guy. It was at Kroger, but I had one follow me. They like as soon as I walked
Well, you look
in,
suspicious.
I guess so. I was literally wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and I
There it
walked
is.
into Kroger, and I was down an aisle, and I looked over, and he was standing at the end of it. Whatever, like I didn't even. He just kept looking at me, and I'm like, that's fucking weird. So whatever, I just kept on about my thing. Well, after this, it was the third or fourth aisle that I had went to that he popped into and stood next to me, and then I started fucking with him. So then I started like going in and out like a snake, and I would stand there and I'd wait for him to come, and then I just kept looking at him. And then I'd go to the next aisle, and then I just kept doing it. And finally I go, "Hey man, do we got a problem? Like, is everything cool? And he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. Every time I look over, you're looking at me, and you've ended up in every aisle that I am, and you just keep getting closer and closer to me. Like, what the fuck is going on? And he was just like, well,
he fit the description.
And I got the earpiece in, and they radioed in that
I
they were
got this
sweatpants.
neo-Nazi Huckleberry motherfucker. Keep an eye on it.
apparently I do look like a criminal.
Did you ever see him bust anybody though?
No.
I did. Oh,
Did you really?
my God. I was back. I think I was either cashier or bag boy that night. It was like 10 o'clock, and this great big heavy person, and she was leaving with a cart full of shit. And you just see him sprinting. And I was like, oh, that's how I found out he was the secret shopper.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the badge and the gun didn't give it away, but that's him. He takes off. I mean, just gets in front of the cart, grabs the cart, pulls his badge out. And he's like, well, you're under, like, I don't know if he said you're under arrest or not, but I mean, made a fucking scene. And he goes, you're done. You're going to jail. And like, she just broke down crying. And I'm like, okay.
So I'm pretty sure I still lived at home whenever this happened. My mom had just sent me up to get something. Like, I wasn't very old.
Oh, so you were just lost in the grocery store.
No, I really think that I went there to like get a couple things.
Why not?
It
Every time I
within,
go
like,
to the grocery store, I get lost.
Well, that's because they move everything every fucking month, and then you have to go in there and do a scavenger hunt
Switch
to
it
find
all
your
up,
groceries. Oh, yeah, just so you can go buy more things as you wander around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Assholes.
Well, you got to remember, never go in there high because you're just going to buy more shit anyway.
Yeah, that's a solid.
Yep.
My wife's like, I always go, when I go, I make a list because I'm like, I'm not deviating from the list. And she doesn't tell me some shit to put on the list. And I'll get home and she's like, did you buy this? No, wasn't on the list. Did you buy this? No, wasn't on the list. She goes, why'd you go there? So they didn't make the list, so I didn't fuck buy.
That is exactly why I'm not allowed to go to the store, because I really deviate from the list. And I'm like, oh, this looks good. Oh, this looks good.
Pretty Pebbles, yes!
This will definitely go with that case of water I just bought. Yep, Pretty Pebbles.
And then we got an extra 50 items on the list that were
Jesus
not
Christ.
approved. And I get home, my wife's like,
Have you-
what the fuck?
You really deviate. Like, that's like a,
A lot.
yeah, you
I
wandered.
call-
It's a wanderer.
Always.
Yeah.
And she hates it because she is like you, where she, like I told you, I've married the version of you. I have a business with you, and then I have the female version of you at home.
Well, I have the female version of you at home.
I know, it's crazy how this
It's
works.
fucking terrifying.
It's very interesting.
She's Mexican, though.
Mm-hmm,
But the way his brain and my wife's brain. Jeez.
Cheers.
Well, you're not Mexican?
No. What gave it away?
I don't know. A little bit. Maybe the Huckleberry.
The Huckleberry Mule. Look that I'm rocking. That doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it is like I've learned they have very similar brains, and like the conversations we've had, like I've literally learned, like, and I assume they've both learned me too. The more we do this stuff, like the more we talk about it, it's like, oh, this is how I deal with this psychopath. You guys should have your own support group of dealing with Jared Anonymous. It's just you two.
Jared Anonymous. I don't want people getting confused like with the subway guy. I don't want them weirdos coming around here. So
No. You know how much of a problem
Do you
that
know
was?
he used to frequent? He used to come here.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I have a picture of him somewhere. So the youth football league here in town, his campaign manager, that one guy, his kids played out here. And he would come down. So my brother was serving his community.
Weird.
One
He was
time.
coming down to a kids event.
Well, yeah, we're talking.
Fucking shocking.
I don't think I've ever told anybody this. I mean, it's public knowledge. It's never been recorded. This was peak Jared, like the
Easy.
fucking subway.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool, motherfucker.
Yeah, we might want to start using last names here.
Pass it.
Like my brother was doing the chains, and he called me. Man, he goes, "Dude, you're not gonna believe this." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "The fucking subway guy's here at the football field." I'm like, "No way! Why would he be there?" He's like, "I don't know, but he's here." And I'm like, "Oh, bullshit!" And then like more people start, "The subway guy, the subway guy." And I guess he would take the one team that the kids that played on. He knew he'd take them on the subway and give them. Never mind. I'm not going to go any further.
Give him a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to say something there. I mean,
It was there.
You can't end it there.
I watched that documentary on Hulu. Oh my god!
I didn't even watch it at all, actually.
I can't watch that shit.
Oh,
like
you're
as soon as I learned what like the fair point. That
We
made
get
it very hard whenever he was going through all that, because that was what I got all the time was, oh, the subway guy. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, the subway guy. Thanks. Like I haven't heard that 700
No,
times.
cut it file.
Yeah. Always fucking annoying. Ruined our name for everyone. Asshole.
It's okay. Anyway, yeah. I'll find that picture. I'll show you.
So another random story that I have with you. Do you still snowboard?
Yeah.
What?
Do you remember when you took me and my wife to?
Oh yeah, Perfect North.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a video my
Where
wife
the hell
has.
is Perfect North?
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a glorified hill. Where is it actually?
It's past Indy. It's what, like an hour past Indy?
Yeah,
Like,
it's like an hour away from me.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of Paley Peaks.
Yep. Nope, that wasn't it.
It's next to a casino out there.
I cannot remember what it was called, but
We have these access of this stuff here.
You have a fucking smartphone.
Fair point.
or internet.
Yeah, right. We're all on it.
We went and hung out with Brett one day there. So mind you, we are both very, very out of shape. We are not, and I don't snowboard. No, me and my wife.
Oh. Lawrenceburg.
That was
How dare you say your wife's out of shape? She's gonna whoop your ass.
I didn't say she is now. I said we were both very out of shape. We said flirt. That was not the right way to go.
You're digging a hole.
It'll be all right. She'll just knock me out later. It'll be fine.
Well, if you're into that.
But
Learning a lot about you guys. Then, all right. You guys are dating each other without dating each other.
We are in domestic partnership. It's legal now. But so I've never realized how out of shape I was until doing that. Like in my mind, it was, we're gonna ride a lift up and then we're gonna attempt to ride down this fucking hill. Well, that's awesome until you fall down 25 times and you have to try to stand up on this fucking hill with
you're like locked in.
Oh yeah.
That's when the Walmart snowboards you stick your feet in.
No, even with any snowboard, I'm pretty sure you're locked in. You don't hop out of those.
That's the one at Walmart.
Wait,
it just has a little groove. You stick your feet in, and then if you fall out, you
oh, those ones. Yeah. No. These ones actually had the all the running, all the boots and everything. I can't fucking think right now. COVID brain. So COVID brain has demolished my brain.
Yeah.
So Brett goes up and starts doing his thing. And so we start off on the little bunny hills and I wipe out about 75 times. And I'm like, this isn't going to go well. So then when you get on the lift, you have to take one of your boots off. So then you have to fucking skeet yourself up there.
Skeet, motherfucker.
Is what I tried to say. I think I said skeet. So,
it's not like skeet.
You have to really shoot yourself up there.
So yeah, skeet.
But I get onto the thing and the board gets caught in my foot. I about break my fucking ankle getting onto the lift.
On and off.
Yeah. Then we get up there and you basically just fall off the fucking thing is pretty much what happens.
Did you face plant?
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. Everybody does when you're first learning.
So then we go up after we felt like we'd at least gotten the bunny hill sort of down. So we go up to the next level, which is a pretty big fucking hill. I'm like, it is for people who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, it's not even a mountain. It's a glorified hill.
It's a little bit bigger than like Deming Park. Okay. So big, but nothing crazy. Nothing like there were people doing tricks and there was a hill that curves down and they're hitting ramps and fucking rails
the
and
one
shit.
Right down the middle, the Black Diamond, and then they have moguls, and then I don't know, was it? Oh, they had the jump set up then, didn't they?
Yeah, because they were all doing tricks
they were
and
doing
shit.
And the
Did
jump.
you try the jump?
No, they shut. Now that jump, that jump is big.
So this is the first hill, big hill we went down. So not only does it take me about 7 attempts to get halfway down the hill, because you'd start and then you'd fall, and then you'd sit there and regroup of okay, and then you get stood up. Well, then you'd either go a little bit and fall, or I'd just fucking fall immediately. And it's damn it.
Let me make it sure that this isn't snow either. He's falling on Perfect North. They make their own snow, and even if they don't, it just turns into ice.
Yep.
Oh,
so if you can,
hard.
So when he's falling on straight ice.
Yes.
It's not like you're going to Colorado where it's just fresh snow and you're pillows. No, it's just ice. Yeah.
So I get about to the halfway mark of this hill, and I'm sitting there looking at it, going, "This is exhausting." Because you're using every muscle in your core. And previous stated, I was very fat, so the muscles in the core were non-existent. So I'm about halfway and I tell my wife, I'm like, all right, I got this. I'm going to make it. So I get up and I get going. Well, I stay up and she's at the bottom of the hill. So I get going and I get down right to the bottom, and she has a video of it because I actually started going. So she started videoing it. And I get to the bottom and you see me try to stop and I just fucking face plant straight into the ground. I tried to look like I knew what I was doing. I tried to spin the board and it didn't work. I went fucking right onto my face.
You're lucky you did that instead of go the other way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I would have just got a concussion. Probably.
Oh yeah. Actually, one of my friends, Stephanie, same thing, went up there and she just went, her board caught back. She had a helmet on, thank God. But she went back, boom, concussed.
Yeah. That is the most exhausted. That first wrestling class that I went to, this was probably worse than that. That night, we couldn't move. I was so tired and sore.
Nope.
So then we gave up and we were like, okay, fuck this. This is not this isn't for us. Like
if it's your first time doing it, yeah, it sucks.
Especially if you're not in any shape at all other than round.
Yeah,
that's not the way. That's not the first time to
give
do
it that too. Now you're combining both of the things. Yeah, no, it's no fun.
So then we had the idea of on the other side of this, there was a tube that you could go ride down. Oh. Well, as he previously mentioned, it is ice. I'm fairly certain we had fire behind us. We were going so fucking fast.
Like Clark Griswold.
Me and my wife, yes, I'm literally just holding on to my wife.
Too much oil on the bottom of that one.
Well, and like I said, I was damn near 300 pounds at this point. Like, we got some weight on this fucking thing. And so there's gravel at the backside. That's like the in case shit. We got to the end of the gravel. Like, we were going so fast, we went off of the track into the gravel, and the gravel couldn't even stop us. No, we finally stopped us. Like, we got to the end of the gravel, and it was like we were looking back, like, fuck, we just went a long way.
Might as well just return the tube instead of go all the way back up there.
Dude, it was crazy. That like I don't know that I've ever went that fast down a hill in my life. Like it was absolutely terrifying because it's kind of banked too. Yeah. So then I was worried that we were gonna just fucking fly off the side. It was like how they have the water slides, where that's happened before too when I was really fat, where you get the bank on the water slide and about
that exactly that happened. So we went to Great Wolf last year, and mind you, my wife she's got a hole in her head because she had like a tumor that got removed.
Oh, that's
her head.
Well, like, yeah, it's her brain. Like it's the inside the head.
Damn.
So she can't like get submerged underwater.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, I'll ride this one. It's like a family water slide. So it's me, her, and Vivian, my oldest daughter. And it's fucking like 8:00 at night, and it's a black slide, and it goes outside and then does this thing and then comes back in. As soon as we hit that dive, we go outside, you can't see shit. And we were like rising up on this tube, and I'm like, oh fuck. And you just hear me screaming, fuck the whole way. Yeah, just going berserk. Vivian's almost in tears. I'm like, just give me the fuck on this thing. Last water slide I ever rode.
Dude, that happened. I took Rylan one year we went to, I think it was the Carnival in Terre Haute maybe, and we got on these little dragon things. It was like a roller coaster, but it was
a dragon roller coaster.
No, it was like, so you know the ones that like spin around when you spin, and like you're in like a strawberry or whatever, and you can spin the wheel and spin. So it was kind of one of those, but it was a roller coaster thing. And it was like, oh, this is cool. Yeah, again, if you're fat and you have a little kid next to you, all the weight's on one side. We were spinning at Mach speeds to the point where I was sitting there and I couldn't see and I was about to pass out. And I'm like, oh my God, this little kid has to just be, and he was terrified to ride rides from that point on. I was like, oh, I just scarred my kid for life. Like, because I'm not joking. It was the fact, like, again,
it's like some NASA training right there, man.
Yeah, we had to because it got to the point where I yelled at the guy operating because we were the only ones on it, and I'm like, hey, you have to stop this. Like, fucking, I don't care what you do. Just stop this fucking thing. Because he was crying, he was freaking. I'm just like, I don't know what to do, buddy. Just hold on.
It's almost over. It's almost over.
We can't be going too much longer, bud. Just hold on.
I can't believe you went on one of those things. I see those things. Dude. I just puke in my mouth a little bit.
You try to be a good dad, and we just did that. We went to Indiana Beach this last summer, and we got the first ride we got on. My daughter's never really ridden rides, so we get on this thing that's like the Wipeout, where it's just spins in circles. Again, way faster than what we were anticipating, and she's in the middle of just getting. So it had just opened, and we were the first ones to walk up there and ride it. And it was like, oh, this is like a pretty easy. Yeah, it was like, oh, this is a pretty easy one to start off with. No, it wasn't. And the rest of the day, she was like, I don't know if I want to ride this, and I'm like, I promise, what I just took you on is the worst thing you're gonna ride today.
Everything else is easier.
But hindsight, it broke that barrier down right off the bat to where she wasn't scared of anything anymore.
So you broke that barrier down with her, but you're scared your son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I broke it down. He's back. He's like a roller coaster junkie now. He makes me go on all of them. Like we went to Kings Island. And he took me on everything.
They have like 12 or 13 down there.
Yeah. And it was awful. As an older person, like, dude, I can't do it anymore. Like, I was so fucking scared. We went on,
when did you go?
Year or two ago.
So
I think it was 2 years ago. It was 2 summers ago. But we went on.
Did you ever get COVID?
Yeah, I got it twice. So I think I got it at the very, very beginning, I had what I felt like was the Black Plague before like any of this shit came out, where like I am like shitting tar and like it was the sickest I've ever been. Dude, it looked what it looked like it was the sickest I've ever been in my life. I'm not sure. It might have been.
That's where the movie came from right there. There's a guy just shitting it out.
But then it was like a month or two later that all came out and I'm like, oh fuck, I wonder if that's what that was. And then I tested positive for it once during the whole thing, but like even that it was bad. Like it wasn't.
It's probably why you don't like riding roller coasters anymore though.
That could be because we went on I remember whatever one of their newer bigger ones is that just fucking shoots you out and you go straight up in the goddamn air.
The Top Thrill Dragster?
Nope, that was at Cedar Point. There's another one there, but like sitting in those and then watching how fast, like I'm petrified. So I'm like fucking moving my thing like this bitch better not open. But like I'm petrified the whole time that this thing's going to just.
You've seen that video of the one guy like hopping out at the top of the roller coaster thing. His thing just came unlatched.
Yeah.
So he had a split decision as he's just about to go over the hoop. He lifts it up and hops out.
Yeah, I would have too.
Because I think it was one that had a couple of loops and everything. So
that is like one of my biggest fears whenever we're doing that shit. We're like, I can't not think about it. And then I'm constantly going, these are just fucking humans that put all this shit together. Like
humans make mistakes.
Yeah. And it's like, or just like this shit could fail. Like there's no guarantee that we're going to make it through this thing. So then you kind of have that in the back of your head too.
You
and
really
it's like,
dig deep
the fuck am I doing up here?
No shit.
This is the whole time you're going up this fucking hill, getting ready to drop. I'm going, I'm going to die.
It's really the wrong time to start thinking that shit.
Yep, it wasn't great.
I'm like, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he went from glasses half full to, really empty now.
Broke the cup.
Yeah, I've gotten better at that. I've had my bouts with that where it's like everything's great and then something will happen and I spiral out of control. And it's like, the world is ending and I'm gonna die.
That's a lot of people right now still though.
My kids don't. Kai's too goddamn big to ride a roller coaster now. And I took Vivian on, went to Holiday World this summer, and I took her on the Raven.
Oh, okay.
Like, because I'm like, all right, which one should we try?
Those wooden ones beat the fuck out of you.
Sit in the middle.
Yeah, they're good.
I've gotten big enough to sit in the middle now where the fat people are. Smoothest part of the ride.
They don't rattle that much. It's the front and the back. They're the ones that rattle.
Fair
swinging
point.
this way, swinging that way.
And I'm like, and the Raven, I've always enjoyed the Raven. It's a small, like it's big but small, you know.
Right.
And she was terrified after that. She was, I don't want to ride anymore. I'm like, God damn it. So, because in 2019 we went to Florida and I took Kai to Busch Gardens for his birthday. We rode like 2 roller coasters. And I'm like, I'm glad I paid for the fucking theme park. And you know, riding runs. I don't really like riding roller coasters. I wish you would have told me that.
We could have done a lot of other things.
So I'm like, all right, well, maybe Anna will be my roller coaster rider. And I'm like, one more shot.
No, you say that until you have to go on them as an adult. Fuck that.
I don't mind.
Oh God, it was terrifying.
The only one I could not ride
on one forever.
The only one I could not ride.
I'm going to pee.
We went to Cedar Point. We used to go to Cedar Point all the time when I was a kid.
Right, yeah.
The Mean Streak.
Now they're obviously they're down in Ohio.
Sandusky.
All right. Now is the Cedar Point or Kings Island have the most roller coasters?
Cedar Point.
Cedar Point.
So Cedar Point actually owns Kings Island now. They bought.
All right, so they're both the same.
Yeah.
Gotcha. How many roller coasters do they have there?
Almost 20 probably.
Holy.
It's like the roller coaster King World or something like that. I don't remember what the hell they call it.
Damn, man.
It's a lot.
That is a lot.
And at the time, when we were going there a lot, like they got that Top Thrill Dragster. It goes 120 miles an hour. I mean, it fucking shoots you and you go up and then down and it's done. It's like maybe 45 seconds. But when I was in around 2000, they had the Millennium Force, and that was the tallest roller coaster in the world at the time.
Right.
It's fucking scary.
Now, that was I think is a Superman there?
No, Superman was like Six Flags.
All right, no, it was something like that. Not even like called the Superman, but I think I went on one. I don't know if it was Kings Island or Cedar Point, but I went down there with a group of friends, and we went on it. It's during like Halloween, actually, where you actually lay flat and everything.
Okay,
it was definitely down there. I just don't know the names of any of it. Yeah. We actually got stuck though.
Oh god.
Yeah, we went up and everything. We're coming back and around, and then it just like stopped, and now we're just hanging there, looking down about like 45 feet. Like
I've never run one that lays down.
Yeah, that was the first time like I ever did something like that one, but yeah, that was the last time.
It is cool because I feel like you're flying.
No, it was
cool. Yeah, until you stop.
Yeah, and then you feel like you're dying.
I was fortunate enough to ride the Son of Beast with the loop.
Oh, I rode that one too.
The summer it came out because they're like, oh, the first one roller coaster with a loop. It was fucking sweet, but you were packed in there so tight.
Were there no loops on these roller coasters down there?
It was a wooden roller coaster.
Oh,
and they put a loop in.
Oh, yeah, that's very rare.
Yeah,
that's always usually on steel.
It's gone. It's gone.
Damn.
So did someone get hurt on it or die or something?
It kept having a lot of breakdowns. So eventually, the loop was there for maybe a year or two. They got rid of it and they just they continued to ride.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Then they finally tore it down. But riding that, because you're looking at it and you're like, in my mind, I think I was in like 6th or 7th grade. I'm like, how the fuck they build a loop with a wood? Like, how's that going to be safe? And it was a steel. It came in from a wood coast to a steel loop and then back to wood. I mean,
I think that's why I think that's why I go so deep thinking about them, because I've seen all those different videos and shit. So then you're on your way up. And
Twitter.
I know. That's a lot of my problems.
You went down a rabbit hole.
Always. Oh, Twitter fucks with me a lot.
Hey, well, if you go down that rabbit hole, just don't let it stick in your head.
Easier said than done. I'm getting better at that.
Of course.
I have learned, like, with that mentality portion, like I used to let myself spiral out of control all the time, where something would happen and then I would just go into that like doom where everything's just failing, everything's falling apart. And it's like, the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? So then I've learned that it's a lot of like the food. It's if I don't go to the gym, it starts coming back. And that's why I'm currently in the midst. That's why I just had to go pee. I drank
a lot of things,
a gallon of water.
Like people think like even like weed, like people think they can smoke that like constantly, like all day, every day, and they're going to be normal eventually. Like, no, that does a toll on your stomach, because then your eating habits get out of control.
And your brain.
Your brain majorly too. You know, you just don't think right. And if you're not working out or running while doing any of that, your blood is just it's slowing everything down. You're getting clotted. I mean, weed's better than you in cigarettes, obviously, because you can use for pharmaceutical stuff.
But everything in moderation, that's with everything. Like I've learned that with, as long as you're about 80-20, if I can go 80% on my diet and then I can go
alcohol
off. No, with food, like if I go off and I'm like, I go get Taco Bell or something, like I don't, as long as that's not a consistent thing and it's this every once in a while of like, ooh, that sounds good, let's go do that. Or like if I have a pop every once in a while, like those are so few and far between.
Questionable with like seasonal items like the McRib.
So I don't like them.
Is it okay to go off the rails while it's there?
I think so. I actually tried to buy you a
never
gift.
had that.
Oh, you did?
Yes, McDonald's had McRib snow globes, but none of our McDonald's had them. So I could not get them. But I did attempt to get you a gift.
Since the McRib's been out, I think I've had 10.
Damn, really?
That's aggressive.
I've never eaten one.
I don't like
Never
them.
had one. Never had one.
I actually, on the day of my anniversary, I made a video. And I showed my wife, and it was the song with Nickelback, "Far Away." I love you, and I had it made. It's got the McRib. It has a picture of the McRib, and I showed it to my wife. I'm like, "Hey, what do you think of that video?" And she goes, "Well, it's funny, but on today of all days, I'm like, well, it's my mistress. I have to let you know."
And she's back for a limited time.
Going back for a limited time.
On all days, you go to that.
I gave her a sappy post before.
But yeah,
it's good stuff, man.
Going on the anniversary with McRib.
Absolutely.
We're going to go down to Burger King, actually.
Ooh, that sounds so. That's the problem. It all is delicious. Like, no matter how far I get out of it, it's still good. Like,
the thing is,
it makes me feel like shit.
Well, yeah, it's delicious and cheap. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Eating right is not cheap.
No. Because you, like, if you're paying attention to it, and they do, I assume they do that.
I've cracked the code, though.
What's up?
With the mixed plate here in town, it's a Hawaiian place.
Okay.
We get on Friday nights, we get their, I guess, bulk orders. I don't know. I get the teriyaki chicken and rice, and I get a fucking pan.
Yeah.
And it's $35 for the chicken, $15 for the rice, and we get meal prep containers. We can get 10 to 12 meals out of them.
Damn, that's awesome. More places should do that.
You did crack the code.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Now this next week we're getting beef Manhattan.
Yeah, way to tell the world.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go to the mixed plates over there in Harmony. I don't know the address.
Now watch your sales go through the roof.
Hey.
That'd be awesome. That's what I mean. But more places should do that, because it's very hard to eat clean, especially if you're busy. If you're busy trying to like go to fast food or anywhere and find something that's not going to make you feel like shit is very difficult. Like that's really why Taco Bell, that's the only one that I can eat now that doesn't make me feel like I'm going to die.
Today.
Oh yeah.
What'd you have?
I
vicariously through you.
What did I get? So I get the 90s pack or whatever, and
the decades thingy.
Because I went in there and ordered on that stupid thing. I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Okay, key, you have to order on the app, because you can then customize your shit like Subway, and you can add and take off and build your own things.
So
you're still gonna get it wrong.
Yeah,
ours is amazing. Ours always gets it right.
It was like the 90s box, and then I added nacho fries because they're awesome. And then they also gave me the wrong size nacho fries. They gave me a small one, and then they gave me a bigger one.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bonus.
Yeah.
I added nacho fries to the beefy 5-layer burrito. very delicious. I was because I kind of like having the potatoes in the burrito.
Wait, when did you do this? Are you living vicariously through him?
It's been probably a month or so.
It's been 5 hours.
For lunch. Nope. I am almost to my 48 hours on my fast currently.
You're still weird.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, no, dude, it's working for you, man. You keep that shit up there.
If I'm drinking a beer, it doesn't count. So
Well, no, they still fasting. You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
I'm 6 hours.
There
It's
you go.
37 special, not 38.
But like I said earlier, with the like spiraling out of control, I've just learned that like mentality wise, it's much easier to stay in that positive like world and not let that, because like it'll just like it almost like picks at your triggers to
Funny
an
you said
extent.
much easier, but it's not as easy as it says, man.
No,
a lot of
it's
people.
a constant battle, but that's where I've learned where like over the past 2 years, I've like with what I've been doing with my weight loss, whenever I go off the rails and I start eating bad, that negativity and the triggers, the bad thoughts, whatever, start becoming way more prevalent. When I'm in the gym, whenever I'm eating the way I want to eat and I'm not going off of that, it's like I don't know. I told him the other day, he is like a train track. He has a one-track mind. The train is on the track. It's going to its destination. Mine is like we're driving through Atlanta. There are 12 lanes of highways. Everybody's fucking going every which way, and it is wild. So that is like, that's how my brain is all the time. So I've learned with working out, with fasting, with eating right, that starts slowing down and I can start, because I feel like the ideas will come, but it's almost like you're sitting, like same thing, like you're sitting in an IndyCar track and they're going by at 200 miles an hour and you're like, fucking trying to grab one. Like, and now I've been able to slow those down a little bit more. I've been able to like change my perspective on things, look at things a different way. A lot
easier to live.
It changes like whenever you stop. It was also the materialistic. Yeah. It was also like the materialistic portions of it too, where
look at that on camera.
Well, like, because you get kind of
feel
like
free to use the bathroom. First door on the left.
Thanks.
Yeah. If you see a 300-pound Samoan kid, it's my son.
That's my child. But yeah, with like I've learned with my mentality, the more I'm doing those things, the easier that gets. The easier like those perspective things, the easier I can like draw these conclusions with stuff. So then I become almost addicted to figuring that out, if that makes sense. So when I'm in the gym and when I'm doing things the right way, it is so much easier to stay in that positive mindset. And it doesn't happen a lot, but it was beforehand, it was a lot because I was stressed with work. And you're just kind of getting that. You don't even realize you have it until I started cutting shit out. Then I cut out the job and it was like, whoa, that was a big weight. Well, then I just started tackling those, where I started looking at essentially anytime I felt that feeling, what's causing it? And then I started attacking them one by one. And obviously, like, you're going to have some difficult conversations. You're going to have some things that you have to let go of that you may not want to let go of. But when you're consistently seeing it being a problem, you have to take that step back and go, oh, I need to fix this. And that's literally what I did. I started doing it one by one, and then it started helping with the mentality. And I'm like, oh, I think there's a lot to this. Then obviously the research on the food and everything else, it's like, oh, I think that this is all designed to make us negative.
Yeah.
It's fucking fascinating.
Processed foods, man.
Yeah. Processed food, social media. It seems to be kind of all along the same lines where like, I can sit and like, I've even had to do that with Twitter, where I've realized like, oh, this is causing me to like, because like especially right now, fuck, there's UFOs and everything else everywhere. Diddy and Epstein are fucking kids, and it is a wild world we live in.
Oh Jesus! Now all the drones coming out now or something?
I'm convinced,
dude. I've seen only one video of someone having like a picture of like 3 drones like over their house. I don't know this whole story.
Oh, dude, I've got like hundreds of videos.
He's already gone down the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, I have.
I know you have. So what's the deal here? What's going on?
So 2 options: either it's real and they're making their way for whatever reason, whether it's the nuclear stuff, whatever, that they're coming to essentially make sure that we don't blow each other up, I guess. So there's one theory.
And you're saying they, now is it like other countries or is that us?
That's my other theory. I think
the aliens.
Yeah, right.
The aliens, basically.
That's a tiny alien.
That's one option, I suppose.
I saw a video of one apparently allegedly on social media. This thing was like 8 foot tall.
Cool. That's what I mean. Every movie they're 8 feet tall, so you might as well keep it going.
Now here's my thought, that this is an elaborate thing to keep people's attention away from the Diddy Epstein stuff.
What's going on over here?
Yep.
Why we're doing this?
100. And this is my theory, is that every time this stuff gets prevalent in the news and people start really deep
you got
diving.
a great point.
Yes.
My next question is: Cat Williams going to be on Shannon Sharp's podcast early 2025?
I hope so. Because he really did get all this shit in motion. But so think about it. If this does implicate, and it really, because I had an AI conversation about this today, because I was curious
An
about
AI conversation?
Yeah. So I talk to
Talk to
AI like
robots.
it's
Yeah.
a person.
You got like a Google phone over there?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Because you have the best AI right now, I believe.
So I've been using Grok on Twitter. It just went free for everybody.
Okay.
So I've been using it, but I asked it about the parallels of Diddy and Epstein. So it walked me through basically how connected it all is, who it all connects with, and it's all the names they've been saying.
Mhm.
So my thing is what if there are these gatekeepers in all these different industries? There
Kevin
you
Hart.
have Diddy, you
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, it really could be though. Like I've heard Steve Harvey, I've heard there's a like, so then you hear like Garth Brooks in the country world, Diddy, Epstein was over the political world, whoever the guy was with the TV a while back that got in trouble a couple years ago. What was that dude's name? There was the Anthony Weiner, and then there was another one that his name just fits. But there was another dude
That's hilarious.
that was, I forget, he was either forcing people to watch him whack off or whatever the fuck he was doing, but
You can do that?
no, not a great idea.
Apparently not. That guy was
Oh.
forcing him and got in trouble.
Or you can
so.
pay $9.99 a month to do that on OnlyFans.
So, and basically, if what they're saying is correct, which obviously Diddy's in jail, like that's
Or is
going
he?
on.
Is he?
Well, fair
Yeah.
point.
Yeah,
So then
no one really knows.
The next
Yeah.
couple that they've dropped have been Jay-Z, Beyonce. There's been
Yeah, I've heard
like
that one. Yeah.
tons. So
Mhm.
there's a ton of list right now of speculation. Well, AI connected those dots and was telling me the people that basically fit both molds. So if there are these rings in every facet and they're utilizing this to control everything, because obviously if they control the media, they control the mindset. If they control the medicine, they control
Of
the food.
course.
You control people. Like you can make it to where people do whatever the fuck you want them to do. So if people start getting close that this is all a facade and it's all fake and they're really doing these devil worship shit, they're trafficking humans, they're raping children, like what the fuck is happening? That's going to change the perspective of most humans. Like these are the people that everyone's looked up to, that they've
Right.
so if you're getting close to that, and then if you do research on what Project Bluebeam is, basically
fuck?
they have the ability to do what they're doing now, and they can put on the greatest show in the sky, and we're gonna watch Independence Day like we're in VR.
And as
Like-
as they're doing everything else on the
And then
side.
they're passing these laws,
Yeah.
they're doing all this shit, and then they're conveniently not. They don't know what's going on. Like motherfuckers, you know everything.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me you can watch what I'm doing right now on this, but you don't know what the fuck's going on in the
Right,
sky.
yeah.
Like, come on. They're quick to go out quickly on anything, even if they're wrong, and then they lie to you about everything. So
No, I
then
agree
you
with
start
that, yeah.
connecting those dots, and it's like, well, if you would lie about this thing, you would for sure lie about this thing. And I've seen videos that like there was either a dirty bomb or a nuke that they got word of that was in the United States, and that's what the drones are for. Is they're currently going through
And just
basically searching for the radiation signals to try to figure out where the fuck this nuke's at.
Looks like it's in
And-
New Jersey.
That
It's always in New Jersey.
people on Twitter were posting the radiation
Armpit of
signals,
America.
like they were pulling a map of radiation signals, and the places these drones are giving off like super high radiation.
Right,
So
yeah.
either they're searching for it or they're cooking these people. One of the two is happening. But like,
Both.
but then you start like, that's why I start getting obsessed watching Twitter,
Yeah.
because I start following along and connecting the dots, going, oh, that's interesting. Like, because you
Are
have
you
all these,
really connecting dots though, or they're
Or-
just dots placed there for
Yeah.
you to just say,
and
"Hey,
that's
keep
what
you
makes it-
occupied."
Yep, and that's what drives me crazy.
And
because
here we
it's
go.
so hard
Here
to
we go
figure it
down
out.
rabbit hole.
Yeah. And it's so easy to do because we
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck's real and what's fake, because all they have to do is flood it with everything, and
Well,
you
let's
you
face
can't
it, I mean,
decipher it.
Right. And I feel like everybody knows that, like, there's so much corruption going on,
Oh.
and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yep.
And even if you can't, even if you talk about certain things these days, you got to be worried about that too. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't cure cancer without living anymore.
Yeah, it's
Can't make a car run out of water. You're
Yeah.
dead.
yeah,
I think a guy did actually. I don't think he's not even around
Yeah, he's
anymore.
gone. He
Yeah.
went on a field trip somewhere.
yeah.
He's still there.
He got an early retirement.
Yep.
There's a lot of that. I just saw
No.
one. Oh, what was her name? her and her husband. Oh, it was Brittany Murphy. When her and her husband
The
died.
actress?
Yeah, her and her husband
Her
died.
husband passed away too.
They both died of pneumonia a few months apart, and she was very much in with Diddy and Ashton Kutcher. Interesting how that happens, but there's so many coincidences like that where you're like, I literally have an entire AI thing that I've sat and talked to for like an hour today.
Well, who's that dude from One Direction? Liam, the lead singer that
I don't know.
the lead singer who fell off the.
That guy.
Yeah,
Liam.
That guy. Well, I guess he was naming names or something, and then he magically fell off. Off of a rail.
Did that happen to the Chandler guy from Friends?
Yes. So he kept posting on Twitter that something about being Batman, and that was a thing. Was that that he was getting ready to talk, and that they killed him? Like that's seemingly what they do with everybody. I read another thing that said the CIA developed a weapon that basically
it's our phones. There you go.
Well,
they look at everything.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But it shot an ice bullet that was embedded with something that would induce a heart attack, but it was undetectable because it was ice. I think it had caffeine or it had coffee, something along the lines of that. And it would go in and it would induce a heart attack, but it wasn't detectable.
I'm just gonna go out and say that is just the awesome thing. I don't care if they're doing it to people or anything. That's just a great invention.
They also
just don't do it to me or anybody.
I just want to know what kind of coffee they use. Starbucks or like gas station.
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm gonna die. Give me something good.
Yeah, right.
I read another one that they could do it with syringes too, and they could just walk and inject you, and it would be the same thing. It would induce a heart attack.
There's a whole
then it would be
show
undetectable.
on it, actually, like where some ladies actually like in an airport or something. The guy gave them a towel or something. He's like, hey, I just go play a joke on this guy, put it over his face, and then they did, and then he died.
Yeah,
the big lead or something. The girls didn't get in trouble either because they end up finding out that they were just.
I remember seeing a crime show where the guy had knives made out of ice, and then just throw them and they'd melt.
And they melt.
Yeah, melt. And you're done.
Yeah. Nash Bridges.
It is the best weapon out there. Is an icicle.
Have you seen their masks?
No.
That they have masks that are literally undetectable. Like it looks like the person, and then they pull down their shirt and rip it off, and it's a whole different person. It's not even like they've developed these literal undetectable masks. They can be whoever they
Bischoff
want.
had one on an episode of SmackDown.
Oh, really?
In 2002. Remember the wedding of Billy and Chuck?
Oh, yeah.
He was the preacher.
So think about how far that's come in 22 years. Like they have all of this technology, but that's what that Project Bluebeam is basically that they've developed all of these different things to be able to put on a light show with drones and whatever. It's so crazy. What are you doing?
That was like,
quit pointing to me, dickhead.
If the government's watching or they get wind of this, it's the Huckleberry motherfucker underneath.
Fuck you guys. You're pointing the wrong way.
On my screen, I'm pointing the right way.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. I could go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole.
Oh, you are already.
It fascinates me, though, because some of this shit's true.
Well, here's a question I got to ask you. How far advanced in technology do you guys think we are that we're not even getting shown? The public is getting shown?
So far. Because if they're releasing AI and it can do all of these things, and I've brought up the Tesla robots multiple times, where like that's going to eliminate most of the human workforce.
Oh, IT is done.
But yeah,
IT is gone. Well, I mean, you just ask AI, what's wrong with my computer? What's wrong with this? I'm like, blah, blah, blah. All right, we'll fix that shit.
Most factory jobs will be gone. What employer is not going to want to have a fleet of robots that he can work 24/7?
Almost any job's gone.
You pay 20 to 30,000 and you have them, and all you do is maintenance. Like you're not paying a salary. You're not paying benefits. You're not, it makes like, and I don't know how people aren't seeing this going, hey, I have questions. Like, what the fuck are we doing? This is exactly where this is going to go. And then what happens to all those people that do not have jobs? Maybe that's why they're pushing the universal income. Maybe like there's a lot of like weirdness in what's happening, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's hard to decipher.
Like you said, there's a lot of jobs that are just gonna be lost, and what do they do now? Like there's only so many jobs in this world, no matter what you do. I mean, think like Cisco Foods and all this food systems. I think like Gordon's actually has like it's all automated, I think, in their warehouse. I don't quote me. I know one of them does. I don't know if it's Gordon's, but so they don't even have pickers to pick your food. It's also all automated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just have this all machines go pick it off this rack, put it down. Then maybe the humans bring it out or everything, but in Cisco, it's all human stuff there. But
when they originally said that it wouldn't take over the workforce because it would create more jobs, well, bullshit. You're going to create more jobs for the robots. The robots can do the maintenance. They can literally everything that needs done, and they're
who
smarter.
Actually believes that though? I mean, if you got to be pretty much a big idiot to sit there and be like, "Oh, we'll create more jobs."
Yeah,
what
for what? The robots?
You just eliminated 50. What are these 50 people going to go do?
Yeah, and if you have that across.
They'll keep one for the maintenance guy to
Yeah, that's
maintain
it.
the robot.
49 of them are gone.
They'll have a robot. That's the maintenance robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, it's just like that some one movie with Will Smith there.
The iRobot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like these people. They're just like the ones that were trying to bring Jurassic Park back for a while. Like, did you guys not watch these fucking
all
movies?
5 of them.
Next movie. That's a bad idea.
Seriously.
That's
They
another-
even brought him back to the States to show you how bad of an idea it was.
This is what's going to happen, you dipshits.
Just in case you think keeping on islands that great. Yeah, let's bring them back and show you what could happen.
That's another fun conspiracy theory is that they put all of this stuff in TV and movies because they have to tell you before they do it. So they've just been desensitizing us to
Is
this
it some
shit.
sort of moral code or something?
Yeah, but
Culturally.
essentially, like it's like a good versus evil type thing. In that if the theory, obviously this is all conspiracy theory. Who knows what the fuck's real and what's not? But that like they've put all this stuff in movies like
The Simpsons.
Well, yeah, like they tend to come up with all these things that have happened, or like you look at Men in Black where these aliens are living amongst us, and then now like literally the Pentagon just came out and said they're not ours, they're not foreign, and they're going, well, what the fuck are they? And they're like, well, we don't know, or we can't tell you. Like that's literally what
I'm
they've
not willing to
said.
discuss this.
And then
so
Trump,
here's a movie for you to watch. Check it out.
Yeah, they asked Trump.
Independence Day.
Well, they asked Trump today, and he said our government knows exactly what it is. He's like, they're just not telling you, and it seems very strange.
I'd rather just hear that though.
Yeah.
Like just tell me that we're not going to tell you and be like, oh, cool. All right.
Cool. Okay, it's a need to know base.
I'm going to move on my life now instead of like, well, we don't know.
Well-
As a guy's controlling it, we don't know what these. Hold on a second. We don't know.
And if you're searching for a nuke in New Jersey, that makes total sense. Why
Right,
you wouldn't
right.
want to cause mass panic in New Jersey and have
But then
people
just tell them, like,
flee.
yeah, these are our drones. Don't be, whatever. We're just trying to. I don't know. You have to make up excuse at that
Yeah.
point, but don't just sit there like, we don't really
We're
know.
looking for something. We're looking for the Loch Ness monster. We're looking for the we're looking for the
anything.
Kraken. We're looking for
These are new to the police force that we're trying to we're testing out or something to see how they visualize shit.
Well, the problem
something.
is they've also lied about 80,000 things.
they might
So
be
then
Walmart.
there's already that distrust anyway.
Oh,
So then
yeah.
when they don't tell you shit, and it's like, okay, just what the fuck is it then? Like, and then you see these assholes on Twitter that it makes me so fucking mad because they will either just create their own AI videos, they will copy it, and it's like you're just trying to create headlines, but you're causing the exact thing that this is supposed to be stopping, and
Well,
you're
yeah.
spreading this bullshit.
they get paid on that, right?
Mhm.
Like it's all click now.
Clickbait and all
Clickbait,
that shit,
yeah.
yeah.
So people
So-
are just putting up false shit
Yep.
all around.
So
just to-
anytime,
They get you going, and then it says, "But click here." to
Oh,
see the
yeah,
full
yeah.
story. Like, fuck.
I never do that.
No,
I
'cause
read the
it's
comments
bullshit.
after that. I'm like, all right, someone fill me in on the comments. And someone usually does. I'm like, I'm going to stop you from reading that. Just read this and you're good to go. Save you some time.
and Twitter does fact check, like underneath it, it has the whatever it's called,
do
the
that.
community notes or whatever, but they can't get to all of it. So you see shit and you're like, ooh, is that real? Is that not? Well, then maybe a day later, I'll see the same video and underneath it, it says, this is a blah, 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 blah. So it catches it, but you have to be very cognizant of what you're reading. That's why I go to AI a lot too, and I'll ask questions of like, hey, what is the known information about this thing right
I mean, you
now?
might as
Or-
well. The odds of AI lying to you are.
it has no
pretty
reason
low.
to lie
Yeah.
to me. Like, and we have ran across some things where it gets a little wonky or whatever,
I
but
bet.
for the most part, it's pretty goddamn spot on.
I beat
Yeah.
it before.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, with the wrestling
With
questions.
wrestling.
Did you?
I stumped AI.
Yeah.
Yep, he had the real answer. That was not what I asked. So, but yeah,
Now
it's
I know the question.
I forget what it
something
was.
Like WrestleMania.
It was like a this day in
Yeah.
history thing, and he was like, "That's not right. That didn't happen." I know.
Stupid
And then
AI.
I went and looked, and he was right. AI was
Robots.
incorrect. It gave me the wrong answer for the questions.
It's gonna be like The Office, you against the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have some insane wrestling knowledge.
Yeah, a little
I mean,
bit.
I was reading. That's why I said I look around here. I'm like, Bret Hart, Ultimate
yeah.
Warrior. I mean, I had a face paint of the Ultimate Warrior on my face at one time.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh yeah, me and my brother wrestled all the time. So my brother, let's shoot the Ultimate Warrior on there. There's
Oh,
a picture of it somewhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I gotta have to really dig for that one.
Oh, wrestling's awesome.
It is. I don't watch it really anymore.
You should.
I know I should have went to the. We didn't have the Royal Rumble here.
It's
It's
going to
coming up.
be.
We're going.
Yep. We spent way too much money, but we're going.
Yeah.
We're
I
going.
think going forward, I'm just gonna be that guy to buy tickets and then resell them to make more money.
Not a bad
Because-
idea.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that because a lot of people go, "You're a scumbag." I'm like, well, either I'm gonna do it or someone else is gonna do it. So I'd rather make the money.
Fair point.
Because everyone goes, "Dude, you're a scumbag for doing that." I'm like, well, you're buying off me for a cheaper price than that scumbag. I can tell
That's
you
very
that.
Yeah.
true.
I'm only trying to make a little money. That dude's trying to make an extra grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that because I've seen a lot of people where like, especially like the Taylor Swift stuff, you buy them early and then at the right before the concert, you can sell them for 10 times what you paid for, and it's like, I mean, but how do you turn that down if someone offers you that amount? Where it's like, all right, cool, like go enjoy Taylor Swift,
yeah,
have fun.
The world's running itself. I mean, we're just sitting there trying to help ourselves out with money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I used to do it over in New York. We had season tickets to Yankee games and everything. And for some reason, they'd give season ticket holders the first opportunity to buy regular game tickets. I'm like, well, all right, well,
it's like what we already.
I guess I'll buy Yankee Red Sox tickets because everyone wants to see that, and that's what I did and sold them every year.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
And I mean, people are buying them, so it's.
Why did they get season ticket holders?
I don't know, dude. I never knew. I'm like, why are you doing that for us? Oh, for our friends? Well, we would have bought them season tickets too, but either way, I'd go on there and I would do it, and I would just sell them. I got Boston Red Sox Yankees and Mets Yankees, and sold every time.
Yeah, well, yeah, because those are gonna be the two biggest rivalry games, and
I think I bought 8 tickets for each game and made $500 each time.
Wow,
yeah,
not a bad investment.
Yeah, I sat there, ordered them, took me 2 minutes, ordered them, put them on StubHub, and just sat there and waited.
I didn't realize reselling tickets was like a bad thing.
No, yeah. People hate it, but like I said, it's either you're going to do it or someone else.
Yeah,
is
if you're
gonna
not
do
like
it.
the shady guy right outside going, "Hey man, check out my trench coat."
Even that guy I love too, because I go down to the Colts games, man. I don't think I've ever bought a ticket. Actually,
really?
legit. I always just scalp them.
Yeah.
And I went down there one time for my birthday. I think there was 13 of us, and they're like, well, we don't have tickets. I go, everyone just give me $30. And they're like, well, the tickets cost more than that. You go, just give me $30. You're fine. I went right up
this shit.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love it. I love this shit, man. But I went up there and I went down there. This guy was like, oh, look at the tickets. It's 120. I can do it. I don't really care. I go, I need 13 tickets at $30 a piece. We're all going to the Bud Light Zone. We're not going to any of the seats that you're selling me. So either you're going to give it to me or that guy across the street's going to give it to me. It's up to you, bud. And then right then and there, he handed me 13 tickets for $30 each.
Shit. You are a salesman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, well, we all knew we were going to the Bud Light Zone.
Yeah.
Like if we were going to receipts and everything, I'm like, all right, I got a little respect for this guy. I'll charge a little bit more. But I'm like, we're going to one zone. That's it. We don't really care where your
What
seat
goes
is.
on in the Bud Light Zone? I don't know.
Nothing.
Get
Just a
drunk.
big party and drunk. Yeah. You just stand there and watch it. I thought it used to be lower, but I think they upped it. So
It's like right below the window.
Yeah.
Like right at the base of the window.
Okay.
I know that because I walked through. I did not realize that's what it was. And me and my 12-year-old walked through there.
You're in
And there
the
was a
Bud
lot
Light
of drunk
Zone, you
people.
kid.
Yep.
Yeah. So you sit up there, hang out, and you drink some beer, you BS with everybody, and it's probably the best part to be because everyone's just getting drunk with you.
Okay.
Just hanging out, having
never-
fun.
I don't go to many Colts games, so I didn't.
No, me neither. I'm not a Colts fan. I'm a Dolphins fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I
from New York, but you're a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, when I was younger, I asked my dad who the best quarterback in the league was. It was Dan Marino.
Oh.
Like, deal. That's my team now.
Sold.
Stupid me.
The early 2000s were a little rough, huh?
What's that?
The early 2000s were a little rough.
Oh, dude, every year's been rough, man. Every year. Like, I feel bad for Colts fans that had to deal with, like, not Peyton and Manning, and then they had to deal with this.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a shit show.
They're at least
Right.
getting better, though. They're not the laughing
they?
stock of the league anymore.
Are they not?
Are they?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're close.
Your coach is hilarious.
Did you just see what Jonathan Taylor did?
No.
No.
Yeah, he dropped the ball before he went to the end zone.
Hmm.
Right before he went in the end zone, dropped it, fumbled it, and then Denver scored 24 points
I
against
wonder
him.
if he knows you're supposed to carry it all the way
Yeah.
He just got this big bajillion-dollar contract.
Nah, had that dude on my fantasy team. He's probably going to lose my playoff spot because of that.
Probably why the Colts weren't going to pay him.
Yeah, well, no, that was definitely not. That was a stupid owner.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
You're not
that
wrong
was
there.
that was dumb. That whole thing was dumb. I think Richardson would do good next year. Actually, he needed to do the finish out this year after he had what was it? I'm too tired to play.
Yes. Yeah, he got roasted by McAfee for that.
He got roasted by everybody.
Yeah. Who was their backup?
No clue.
Flacco.
Flacco.
Oh yeah, he was doing really
Flacco.
well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was going to say Flacco's on the Browns. That was last
Nope.
year.
actually, if they kept Flacco in, Colts would probably be in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did really
Yeah.
well. I know the
No one
game.
understood why Richardson was back in after he had like a QB rating of 100 and something.
Mm.
Flacco for those 3 games.
We went to the Colts Dolphins game because my kid's a Dolphins fan,
Yeah.
and most of the crowd was screaming to put.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was, yeah, I was not because I've not paid much attention to it, and going there, listening to it, people were pissed. I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
really surprising.
Yeah, I did not go to that game.
Really?
Dolphins are a shit show, dude. I'm not gonna
was
go
fun to
pay
watch,
to
though.
watch. Tua wasn't playing. I mean, he's the
Yeah.
only quarterback they got right now. Everyone else is a joke. And
Yeah. I guess it was
and
fun
he's
to
up in the air. his first play back from a concussion, he dove head first. I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Solid intelligence.
Yeah.
I guess it was fun because my kid. So that's
Oh yeah,
probably what made
absolutely,
it fun,
absolutely.
I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
The
yeah.
game was boring.
I mean, if I was younger and everything, I definitely would go. If
Oh,
I was in my
yeah.
20s and everything, I wouldn't care. I'd go. But
No.
now I'm just like, oh, I need money, so I'm not going to waste it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see the Dolphins. be shitty.
That's where I'm at with the Bears. Like, you pay $300 to sit in the fucking nosebleeds, and it's like, I'm not paying damn near $1,000 for tickets to go sit and freeze my balls.
Is that a serious price?
Yeah, I'm not joking. Like, for the longest time, you couldn't get tickets for under $300-$400, and that's like
for the Bears.
Yeah, like same thing the Cubs have done. It's Chicago sports. They just the fans show up, so they don't give a fuck.
Like, you guys are loyal to your They sell out.
And they've been the lovable losers, and the Bears have been the Bears until the McCaskey sell the team. It's going to still be the same. Yeah, it's always been that way. But if people show up consistently, you have to hit them where their wallet is. If you start fucking with their money, they're going to make some changes. If you're showing up and packing the house every time for a dog shit team, they're not going to do it. Look at what the A's did. They saw that, hey, we got to fucking make some changes because people stopped showing up, and then they're going to move. So you know,
that's because they didn't make any changes. They said, "Fuck you guys and your changes. I'm the owner. I'm going to do whatever I want." Yep. That's the biggest idiot right there. I don't think Oakland even has any teams anymore, do they?
They don't.
Moving to Vegas.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Oakland? Get your shit together. People want sports teams there. You can make a shit ton of money there, and yet you don't even care. Yeah. Damn,
you
Oakland.
Put a dog shit product on the field because you know people show up, and then it takes that.
So they really fucked up with the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just went across the bay.
We're out.
That's what always makes me wonder about like the conspiracy stuff we were talking about. Like, as humanity, we have all of the power. Look at what they did to Bud Light. You put the wrong person on the commercial or can, and they're like, "Fuck you, buddy. We're not drinking this shit anymore." And then it literally shuts it down. And you can do that with everything. So if everyone's on the same page and everyone's communicating, going, "Hey, why the fuck are we dealing with this?"
That's cancel culture right there.
It starts like changing these things, but for the right way. Like, start changing things that are actually beneficial. Who gives a fuck what person they put on a can or gave who fucking cares? But like, then they can poison our food on a daily basis. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Like, come on.
Argue about the right shit in life instead of fucking can.
It makes no sense. But if like people would get that realization that we have that power, there is way more of us than there are of them, and if we're all on the same page as humanity,
you can't talk about the masses.
I'm talking about it now. But you
bring up the masses and shit.
But I wish like more people would realize that and start standing up to these fucking people. Like, it's bluntly obvious.
But that's when they start thinking about, what's my life worth?
Yeah,
you know, like, see, for me, I don't have kids. You guys obviously have kids. You guys have, your kids to be there with. Me, I have nothing to lose right now, so I don't really give a fuck what I talk about, what I say. If someone wants to come up and kill me, they're just killing me just because, well, I got too far ahead and I had some momentum about what I was saying.
Just know I did not kill myself. I just wanted to look right in the camera and say, "I'm fine."
Well, Jared, I just got a check for $100 million.
Can I see you outside for a second?
That's all it would take for you to take me out.
$100 million tonight. Nobody's gonna put a dick in my ass.
You couldn't even second guess this.
Well, see, money talks. Money talks.
I'm just kidding.
And this is why our world's the way it is right now.
Well, see, he'll just bring in his wife and it's you again.
Fair point.
Yeah. It'd be a lot more than $100 million. I'm not Matt Rifing anything.
I'm glad to know that there is numbers though that you would kill me. Good to know.
Hey, at least it's $100 million, man.
Fair point.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
Isn't that what the Illuminati is giving people though?
$100 million?
I don't know.
That shit, I'll take it. Wait, who do I got to kill first? Let's put that for a report first before I take the money.
All right, I need to know the parameters first before I do
this.
That's
what Cat Williams said on me. He goes, "I've turned down $50 million." He goes, "I've turned down $50 million 4 times."
$50 million.
Oh, I want to know what they asked him to do.
Yeah, right.
I want to know.
Put a dress on.
That's a humiliation ritual, supposedly, with all these pedophiles.
It depends on how much you give a shit about what people think of you.
Yeah, fair point.
For $50 million, I'm throwing whatever dress you want on.
I put a dress on in a church once. I got a picture of it. I made a church directory.
How did that go over, man?
They thought it was hilarious.
Did they?
It was early 2000s. It was a different time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's still got to be hilarious now, right? Because it doesn't matter what you identify as that today.
Yep.
I mean,
not at that place.
what you said a minute ago is like a key to life, though. Not giving a fuck what anyone thinks.
Exactly.
It is. Like, I just got done reading the book.
That a lot of not giving a fuck.
Good book,
man. It is. It really is. It's a great book. But that's the thing. Like, and I love it because it starts off like, I don't give a fuck about anything. but I give a fuck about everything.
Yep. Because if
I
you walk
believe,
around
anyway.
giving a fuck about too many things, you don't have any fucks left to give for
Right.
things that matter.
Right.
And
Exactly.
that was one that really resonated where I'm like, oh yeah, like that, the way he writes like really made
it's
sense
amazing,
to my brain.
man. A fucking maze. He's like, yeah, I'm writing in third person about myself. And he even says it. He calls himself, I'm writing in third person about myself in this book. Doesn't matter. You don't want to know why? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
That's great.
it's such a good way to look
Have you
at
read it?
life.
Yeah, I've read it.
Yeah.
I got to rebuy it. I've lost it, but yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
I just started reading it again.
Yeah. I went and got a Kindle
Yeah,
because I don't want to carry books around with me all the time.
see, I'm old school. Like I like to like make notes and shit.
Don't
and
get me
stuff.
wrong. I love reading an actual book over a Kindle. Just my eyes and everything just works a lot better. And it tires me out reading a book than a computer
I've
program.
actually subscribed to this app. It's called Headway. It gives you book summaries now,
Really?
like 15 minutes, and I pull up my laptop, take my notes while it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read it or you can listen to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Got to start doing that.
So I listened to it, then I go back and read it because I wasn't paying attention the first time.
No, absolutely. I would. I'd be like, zone out real quick.
Yep.
That's why you listen to it, and then you can read it. Just keep
Yeah.
going back over. But it's
That's
a great
That's a
book.
good book.
great
I also like the "You Are a Badass" series by Jen
Oh, I
Cicero.
haven't listened. I
Ooh.
read that one.
The first one I read was "You Are a Badass at Making Money," but the original book is "You Are a Badass,"
Yeah.
and then there's like "You Are a Badass" or "Badass Habits" or something. Everything's badass related, and it's a real good.
Well, it shows you a lot of like most of it's human nature. A lot of people hide it. Like a lot of people you get those insecurities, those fears, and you start developing these, like the way you act, the way you talk, like you almost put this hardened shell over because you get like something happens in your childhood, whatever. So then you start developing these things where it's like, they're, I guess, the triggers. It's such a like a overused word, but that's what it is. Like these things that happened in your life, and it's addressing those. So whenever they happen and you feel that like, ooh, what caused that? And that's what I started doing that too with, and that helped with my weight loss because that discipline and that mentality was huge.
Oh yeah.
Like getting that shit out of my head and understanding what triggers it. Because then like, whether it's my wife, my kids, our business, whatever, I can now explain to them, hey, this is why this happens. This is what I'm seeing. This is what it is. This is why I'm acting this way. I need to do better, but I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. And that made a big difference because that communication is so important because you just learn how to interact with people. You learn how to talk to people. You learn their triggers. So then like things that I was doing, I wasn't realizing was triggering my wife from like previous things. And it's like, what? Like, and then she would explain to me the story or whatever, and vice versa. I would do the same with her. And we literally started like solving these things where I'm like, oh, hey, I think that's why you do this. And then she would do the same. Well, hey, when you do this, I think that's what connects it. And we just started working through those. And now if it comes up, we immediately, hey, what's going on? And we fix it. And it's not this like drawn out process where we're both like being quiet or not talking or because we're both on a different mindset. And now we just talk. Like there isn't that.
That's called a relationship. Yeah, a good one.
It's a lot of work, and you have a lot of like weird conversations or like things that are uncomfortable, whatever. But on the back end of it, you understand things so much better, and you get rid of that guessing game. You get rid of that, like you feel like you're almost done with a Rubik's cube, and you wake up and somebody fucking shook the shit out of it, and now you have to start over every day, and it's like, oh damn it, like all right, now I got to solve the puzzle again. But if you're talking about it all the time and you're figuring these things out, now it's just, oh yeah, hey, that's why that happened, because I just did this, like fucking stupid, like pay attention.
There you go, people. Relationships 101 therapy.
Yep. Talk, speak.
It's pretty easy, but like I said, nobody wants to do it. But it's also coming like reading the room too, you know, like even like when you're in anything, not just your wives and stuff, your girlfriends or anything. I mean, even this room, like if I see like you guys just being like, being annoyed at something, then you change the topics and everything. It's pretty easy to see someone's facial expressions. Like I had this guy, my neighbor came over. Brian, you're a good guy, man, but couldn't read the room. And he was over there, and like I just got done with work at 11. And man, he's a great dude. Like we take care of each other's dogs. Like he works in the daytime, so I take care of his dog. He takes care of mine. He's a great guy. But I'm sitting there, I'm tired. It's 11. It's like now 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting there, I'm like, ooh. And I just got done smoking, and so I'm just like, whoa,
you're done.
So I'm like, all right, I wanted to smoke you up because he took care of my dog and everything. So, and then he's just like, going on. He's like looking through his phone. He's like, oh, check out this one. And I'm sitting there like visually, like, read the room. Get out of my house.
Like, I'm done, man.
Like I said, Brian, still love you, man. You're a great guy, but
Like,
read
get
the
the
room a little
fuck
better.
We've had those moments a few times.
Yeah, we all do. I mean, you're our own friends. I mean, you're our best friends.
Absolutely.
We don't read the room then. Even like one of my best friends, we got done bowling. He's like, oh, I got to talk to my buddy Matt, but it was his birthday and I wanted to smoke with him. And then I got smoking. I got chatting too far. Finally got back in my car and I'm like, well, that was a dickhead move. He told me right there 5 minutes ago that he wanted to talk with him. And I didn't even let him give him time to talk with them. And then 10 minutes later, they're both just going their separate ways.
You're like,
I didn't read
damn it.
shit. I read weed and that was it.
Well, and that's where moderation comes into play.
Yep, absolutely. Well, actually, that might have been my first. No, it definitely was not. That was like 9 o'clock. I definitely smoked way before that. I was gonna say that was my first one, but no. Now, let me just say though, I started smoking when I was like 14 because I had migraine headaches and they were bad. They get through me, and I think I probably had like 6 or 7 seizures with them.
Yeah.
Ever since I started smoking, gone.
That's so interesting. Well, I mean, obviously it's medically all over the place.
This, huh? I didn't know weed would be able to do that.
Crazy that alcohol and cigarettes are legal.
Yeah.
But the thing that is actually a medically like proven thing is bad for you. Don't
well
do
now
that.
so now I work in a liquor store, so now they sell the THC drinks and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have one sitting in my fridge because I want to see how that reacts to me. But everyone I'm talking to that actually buys them says they either have high stress jobs or their energy's through the roof. And hence that's the
Really?
reason why people smoke is because their energy's through the roof, and they kind of, not everyone's there, so you want to be down to level headed. And that's what this guy said. The CBD actually will take them down from here all the way down here to normalness and not feel like high or just like all like lightheaded or stuff like that. So I really can't wait to try them out to see actually how they react and everything, because I don't really drink anymore because beer is gone for me, so I don't want to be drinking whiskey every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. I mean, he knows I love my whiskey. I have at least like 70 bottles sitting on my bar.
Oh my gosh.
And he always had like the very fancy ones. Like he always had like a huge lineup.
Oh, when he says fancy, this was fancy before they became
fancy for me.
Well, no, they definitely are fancy.
I was gonna say you have some pretty like
I do my
bottles.
whiskey, and then like Henry McKenna, for example, is a very good whiskey. It was $30 a bottle. It hit the bourbon's #1 list. It is now $75 a bottle.
Oh my.
Now that doesn't mean that the distributor upped the price. That means the liquor store upped the price because they can make more money on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what's going on in the liquor world today. Like Pappy Van Winkle's are the #1 liquor, #1 bourbon wanted. Now I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this because I don't know the exact prices, but the Pappy 23 should probably be about $350, maybe $400 a bottle. It goes for $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
And they all get charged the same thing at the liquor stores.
Yeah.
So they're just ripping you off.
Well, because all you have to do is make that look fancy. Like that's how most of it is. You
It's,
put that luxury thing
There's
on
a
it.
show on Netflix called Heist. And
okay.
Have you guys seen it?
Nope.
So it's a great. It's got 3 episodes only. The first one is about the lady who stole the armored truck in Las Vegas.
Oh.
Another one was the guy stole a pallet of money from a warehouse where they had no cameras. And the third one is the Pappy Gate.
Oh.
And then all 3 stories are getting told by the actual people who did the crime.
Oh, that's
So
badass.
that's what makes it even more interesting, because you're like, people can just make shit up when you're just talking about a crime that someone's in jail. Well, this guy did that. Who fucking knows? Well, this guy on the last one, the Pappy Gate, is like he was actually like he got a bottle of Pappy, gave it to like the doctor. Then he loved it. He's like, can you get me any more of this? And that's what started it. So in 2013, 2014 started this whole bourbon world getting stupid.
Oh.
So if you go up north, up to South Bend, you can find the bottles of Pappy for anywhere between $1,200 to $5,000.
Fuck that.
Now, if you go to Ohio, I don't know about Michigan, but Ohio is a controlled state. You can't charge that price over there in Ohio.
Okay.
So everyone goes over there to buy it, and then they'll bring it back over here and sell it on the secondary market.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, if I can go over there and find a Pappy 23 for $500 and come back here and sell it for $5,000,
Why not?
Yeah, seems like a no-brainer.
why not? Yeah. I mean,
People are stupid.
Yeah.
Like, just drive over and get your own damn bottle.
Well, they won't. I mean, they only get a certain amount over there.
Which,
or how about just go to a different bourbon?
Yeah, fair point. It all tastes like gasoline to me, so it doesn't really make a difference. It's gonna burn fuck out of my throat, and I'm gonna hate it.
Well, I always tell everybody, your first sip's gonna burn everything, even for me. I mean, your second, third sip is gonna be your best flavor. I mean, so it's from like the distributor. I think it's marked up by 60% by the time you buy it.
See, now that we're on video, if we ever have like where we're drinking whiskey again, people will get to watch me take sips and go,
I know the facial expression. Then they see me over here with no face
just
or
going,
anything. Next time I'll bring some whiskey up here because I got some that are sitting at 131 proof.
Oh
Shit, that is really gasoline.
And here, yeah, you say that, and here I'm thinking like I'm gonna drink that when I get home.
Yeah.
That is pretty close to just rubbing alcohol, isn't it? Like,
You're talking about Everclear, baby.
Oh shit!
Pretty
I haven't
much.
heard the word Everclear in 20 years.
Right, 90 proof,
clean out all of your shit.
or is it 90%, 180 proof, or 190 proof? I think 95%. Yeah, I think I just saw it in the liquor store, and I saw it. Yeah, I can't believe that stuff's still around, like legally.
Yeah.
I just like felt that burn in my
Yeah.
stomach.
Question: Is Mad Dog 2020 still around?
You know, it's not even Mad Dog. It's the MD doesn't mean Mad Dog.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, I don't
Oh.
even. I forgot what it means, but I looked it up. It is not Mad Dog.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Well, shit.
Yeah, but yes, it is still around.
I had no idea it wasn't really Mad Dog.
Dude, I don't think anybody even knows
Oh, we're about
what it
to-
is.
I
Learn
remember,
live
I
on
remember
here.
somebody.
Yeah.
I think I was in high school, and somebody's like, "Here, try this," and I'm like, "All right, cool." Kept it. I had to sneak it like at my brother's house because we had a dry house in my house growing up. And I got home from prom and went to my brother's house, got that, went to a party and never had it. It sounded like it was really good.
Right.
And then I just fucking threw it out.
You're gonna be so disappointed.
What's it mean?
Mogan David.
Yep, told you.
Logan David.
It is the person who made it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well.
No one even cares. It's all Mad Dog to everybody.
Yeah.
Like no one gives a shit about
How
that
did
guy.
that like become like a that was just like the nickname it got, and then it just
he
went
probably
like,
did. I mean, shit. If you're gonna make something, just put MD. Like, no, my initials suck. It's Mad Dog.
I'm gonna buy Mogan David.
2020. Who's that Mogan David? 2020.
Yeah.
little MD
Doesn't even
2020.
flow.
No,
No.
give me the Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Mad Dog 2020.
Non-alcoholics though are taking off. The whole new
Really?
generation.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you want to
Well,
do
fuck
that?
you
If
wanna
you're
drink
not,
beer
it
if
doesn't
it's not
taste
alcoholic?
The
good.
thing is, it costs the same price as regular beer.
No shit.
Yep.
Drink
That's
water.
what
Then.
Yeah.
I fucking no
Yeah,
idea.
go get a water.
Yeah,
Go-
right.
Oh Jesus.
Or go at least get the THC drinks. At least get something. Get a fix
Yeah.
on something, or just go get a fucking soda. You know,
Go get-
it's much cheaper.
Sorry.
Much cheaper. Now they have the cocktail, like the mocktail bars
Oh, yeah.
now that is just like you're still paying $15 for your orange juice.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where's this at?
Yeah, it's up in caramel.
But that's
Dude,
just
I went
people
to
wanting
Carmel
that
for the
status.
first time
Yeah.
ever a few months ago. I don't belong there.
It's fancy.
I went there. I wanted a coffee. I'm like, because my wife, we had to go look at shops and
Yeah.
shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
my redneck ass don't need to be Carmel at all. I walk into this coffee shop and I'm like, they're like, do you want to eat here? I'm like, no, I just want a coffee. And they're like, well, here's our menu. And I'm like looking at this menu. And I'm like,
I just wanted a coffee.
don't know any of this.
I go, where's your coffee? And they're like, it's right here. They like did the invisible circle. There was nothing that fucking said coffee. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble here. And by that time, I'm 10 minutes in. I'm like, I got to order something. I go, well, you got that? I couldn't pronounce it. They're like, no, we're out of that. And you got that's an in-house drink or something. I'm like, okay, how about that? I'm like, yeah, we have that. I'm like, thanks.
Sweet.
Mind
they-
you, he normally orders by color. So if that helps any at all, he normally orders via color
I like blues and greens.
and coffee black.
As you sit right there, blue and green right behind you.
That's right.
All
And
right. Notice to make a menu, just invite you. Just have a blue and green menu for you.
He'll order one of everything.
give me yeah, it's like Kool-Aid flavors. What flavor do you want? Blue. I don't know. What the fuck?
Have you ever thought about starting your own restaurant or anything? Like going back into that world? Like where you could be your own thing, like a food truck or like things like
food
that.
truck. Food truck. I thought about.
'Cause that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah. I mean, I know I make some good food. I just never say that. So that's about the only time you'll ever hear me say that because I never pat myself on the back. I just do it.
You
Yeah.
could even
Um,
almost play off like the stoner food too. Like you could
Oh, yeah.
almost do like a snack shack kind
Munchies.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually messed with marijuana butter a
Really?
long time ago. Yeah.
I
it
didn't
was
know
actually
they
really
had
fun.
marijuana butter.
Well, you just got to do the oil,
Oh,
but mush it down in the oil, then mix it in with the butter, and then you use that to cook with, and then it fuses into the food.
that
All
seems
that
like a
fun stuff.
lot.
Not
So do
really.
you just get like toasted off of eating a steak?
You don't get, I mean, you don't get like toasted like like normally smoking, but you definitely feel same thing as like the CBD drinks and everything.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
little mellow.
Huh.
Yeah, depends on how much butter and oil you use. I
Interesting.
mean, it's all
I like a lot of
moderation, baby.
On the way down
I
to
use a lot of butter in
Florida,
mine, so
Nashville has a THC infused like restaurant.
yeah,
where
they're actually gonna be blowing up. You'll be seeing a lot of them actually.
I didn't know
Um,
those were because it was like all their sauces were infused with
Yep.
THC, and I'm like, oh, that's fascinating. So
Yeah.
you get like wings or whatever, and they were like, I guess you get high while you're eating wings.
Yeah.
wings.
We could do that for our wing eating competition.
You just never stop eating though. You
Yeah.
keep getting the munchies. You keep
That would be
getting
like
the
a cheat
munchies.
code for the wing eating
I don't know if
competitions.
Shaffies will fly. with that, but
We have ideas. It might be slightly illegal, but
do not piss off the sponsors.
Yeah.
that would be a solid cheat code.
I mean, that
Yeah,
would. I
that
mean, I'm
would be.
never not full.
For some reason, every wing I keep getting hungrier. It's just crazy.
Stomach just keeps going like that. Expand and
The
expand.
new record in an hour is 3,000 wings consumed. How did you do it? I don't know.
I don't
I
remember.
couldn't imagine waking up the next day.
Yeah, right. Just on the toilet.
Why does my stomach hurt so bad?
Shitting for the rest of the
There's a
day.
live video of it.
Yeah, but you'll be seeing those restaurants blow up
So,
everywhere.
like,
There's
how
illegal.
does that work? Because, like, with Nashville, it's still illegal there, isn't it? So, like,
I
how
don't
can
know.
Are you
they?
talking about Nashville, Tennessee?
Mhm. I think it's still illegal in Tennessee. I was
I
curious.
don't
Like,
know.
that's very
I
interesting.
don't know. I thought it was legal around everywhere but here.
I think there's still a couple other ones that are still holdouts, but yeah, we
I
are
don't know
amongst
how-
like less than 10, I think.
If it's illegal down there, I don't know how they're getting away with it. But then again, you have what is that, the Delta 8, Delta 9s or whatever. That shit's just weird. I haven't smoked it or anything, but they say they're getting away with it. It is actually like marijuana, but the THC doesn't get activated until you put a lighter to it. I looked at it, I'm like, that's funny. Guess what?
Huh.
Like the weed I smoke doesn't actually work unless I put a lighter to it either. So what
What do you just eat the plant? It's not working.
like, so this is a loophole you got around? He's like, yeah. I'm like, gotcha.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so there's weed for sale around
Because
here.
isn't the Delta 8, it's like hemp derived or something,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's something around that. And that's what's in the THC drinks, Delta 8, Delta
Okay.
9s and
Huh.
stuff like that. But that's their way around getting the THC and stuff.
That's
Huh.
so fascinating.
There's always loopholes to everything, man.
Yeah.
Government doesn't really care. I mean, they do, but it's all, was it decriminalized?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does anybody
so-
even give a shit about it
No.
anymore?
I mean, you can walk around with a blunt smoking, and what are they gonna do? Arrest you and give you what?
A ticket, I guess. I don't know how that works anymore.
Probably
Public talks or something? Would that be? I don't know.
I mean, probably, I guess, yeah, because you're not supposed to drive around and now because that's a DUI. But I'm like, yeah, you still can't pee in his
Makes
cup
sense.
on the side of the road. So how are you gonna test it? Oh, I know. You know shit. I'm tired.
I'm very sleepy, sir.
How do you know? Now I have questions for you.
Didn't smell like that until you walked up to my car, officer.
Fascinating. Yeah. I smelled it when you walked up too, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I always saw when they legalize. Like, how are they going to test it when they pull over? You just can't. You can't.
I assume the only reason it's not legal in Indiana is because the pharmaceutical companies that have a solid hold on
You
Indiana.
mean the one pharmaceutical
Yeah.
company? Yeah, I agree with it.
I've
I think
talked
so
a lot
too.
of shit on this one, so that one seems like one that would kill me.
Oh, come on, Lily. Just go
Did
buy
you know-
yourself a.
Did you know? You want to know a fun fact? I used to mow his childhood home
Really?
Did you really?
up in Greencastle. Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
Maybe you can go talk to him and be like, hey, if you guys are so
Well,
smart.
he don't even
farmers-
live there. It was some other lady that lived there, but
What?
it was like on the plaque it said home of Eli Lilly.
That's crazy.
Childhood home Eli Lilly.
I just assumed that because obviously it's around the United States and most states it's legal. So
If it's
42.
legal in New York, it should
And
be
then
legal everywhere.
our state tends to have a large thing with Eli Lilly, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, interesting. We
Yeah.
are one of the holdouts. I wonder why.
Which is still crazy to me. Like, you're such a big pharmaceutical company with so many nerds up in there. None of you guys said, let's go buy a marijuana field and start growing it and make our billions even billionaire.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's not even a word, but I just made it. There
Or
you go.
figure out ways to utilize it in a different way to pump out healthier
Something,
medicine
anything,
that's
yeah.
not have all this excess ingredients. Like I've talked about it on the podcast before. There's commercials that go through, it's a depression medicine. At the end of it, it's additional suicidal thoughts. And
Here are the side effects.
Increasing-
1,000 things later.
yeah. And then 2 of them were
Crazy.
suicidal thoughts and increased
Yeah.
depression. And I'm like, in a depression medicine? What
Yeah.
the fuck are we doing? Like, just tell me that you're just peddling bullshit for people
Oh,
to
yeah,
buy so you
absolutely.
make money off of it.
Oh,
Like,
dude, when I had seizures, they threw me on Depakote. And you're supposed to take it every day because you just never know when you're gonna have a seizure and you're supposed to just stop it or whatever. And it had suicidal thoughts. And I picked up on it and I told my mom, she's like, all right, well, you're off of that.
Yep.
Fast forward to about 6-7 years ago, I had a stroke and I went into the hospital and everything. And they're like, did the MRI and everything, all tested out. Had my mom on the phone and everything, had a doctor right there. And then she just goes, well, he had seizures back in the day, and they had no idea what was going on. I wasn't telling him I had fucking seizures. Figure this shit out. No, he passed diagnosed me. He goes, that's
holy
what, right
shit.
away. As soon as my mom said that, she goes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I've had 7 seizures. I know what a seizure is. This was not that.
Yeah.
And so I go to a doctor, and this idiot He goes, all right, well, we got this pill called Depakote. I'm like, no, not doing it. He goes, well, when did you take it? I told him exactly what I said. I had suicidal thoughts. And I'm like, not taking it, doc. He goes, well, you could grow and things would change.
It's like, or I could kill myself, man. Like, that could happen too.
I opened the door. This is where I wish I had like a GoPro. I opened the office door so everyone can hear me. And I go, I'm not taking Depakote. It had me suicidal thoughts. You're a fucking idiot, doctor. I'm not paying for this fucking visit. I just walked out. Never got a bill.
Yeah.
Never got a bill.
Wow.
When I heard that,
Idiots,
like,
man. Idiot. Past diagnosing people.
well, when I heard that, like, there are a lot, I don't know if it's all doctors, but a lot of doctors will get like the kickbacks from the medicines
from
and
the
things,
medicines,
or
yeah.
like that the pharmaceutical reps come and like schmooze them over and sell like we used to. And it's like, whoa, hold on. That seems like a conflict of interest. Like,
Yeah, I think there's a movie on that too, actually, about the one doctor who did that. It was supposed to be for some certain thing. They're like, well, they'll sell it for this.
Yeah.
And then he made more
and
money.
obviously there are a lot of really good doctors. There's a lot of really good medicine in the world, but there's
absolutely.
also a lot of D doctors. There's
Yep.
also like, and that's in every industry. So you have to really pay attention to that shit, because like there's a D student out there that's doing the same thing as the A student. Like, and that's obviously it's going to cost more, whatever, but that's the research that I try to do before I jump into things, because it's like you start hearing these things and you pay attention to them, and it's like most people are just going to check out during a pharmaceutical advertisement. You're not going to pay attention to it. And I just happened to be sitting there watching it, and I was like, I looked at my wife and I'm like, what the fuck did that just say? And I said, I am almost positive that was a depression medicine, that the side effects were suicidal thoughts and depression. And I'm like, I don't think they're fixing anything. I think they're just making money.
Well, you see, that's only for a few people, Jared. Not everybody.
Fair point. Just 90%
Only few
of them.
people.
Don't worry about
Only
that.
few people are going to go worse down the rabbit hole. We're going to help these guys out.
We'll
So
save 10%.
let's not worry about these guys. Let's worry about these guys.
Survival of the fittest, right there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Seems like they're very interested in population control anyway. So,
There you go.
that could be part of it.
Have you ever paid attention to medical commercials?
Not really, not until like recently, where
No.
I still don't really pay attention.
What do you
It
mean
just
by,
happened to like
pay attention?
catch
Like,
Well,
Right.
the one that caught my eye, and you don't see them anymore. This was 20 years ago. Was the herpes commercials?
or they can canoe and do things.
You
like
can still run down the
herpes.
beach with herpes. You can still ride
Herpes will not affect this part of your life.
but this can fix you.
You're sitting there watching wrestling and herpes. Oh, you might have herpes. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But you can still run down the beach. It's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, those commercials back in the day, some of them are just,
Oh, yeah.
they were awesome. And then you look at them today and it's like, well, I can deal with it today. But
Yeah.
the rest of the world can't.
Yeah. You start watching that shit, it's like, oh,
Yeah, like
this
some, of
isn't gonna go
the, like some of
well.
the condom commercials back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
That's
shit,
Trojan
man.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, those were everywhere too.
I forgot about that.
Dude,
they,
yeah.
don't want America practicing safe sex anymore.
Well, we
Yeah,
talked
right. I
about
don't
this
even see
before.
those commercials at all.
We were literally like bred to be like,
Degenerates?
yeah, like sexual degenerates. Like our whole childhood
Yeah.
was American Pie, condom commercials,
Yeah,
herpes
right.
commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I just finished the documentary of Girls Gone Wild.
Holy shit, yeah.
Oh my
How
god.
crazy was that?
Dude, Wild Times. I never ordered a movie. Apparently, when they got them on the bus, that's when the real shit went
Oh, yeah,
down.
yeah,
I didn't know that. 'Cause
yeah.
I went to one like
Yeah.
when they were filming, and it was fun. But now I'm like, I'm almost ashamed that I went 20 years ago.
Yeah, because then you see him go on the bus and it's like, damn, you're like just 18.
Well, yeah, I'm jealous.
It seems
I
wrong.
actually walked up to the cameraman. I go, hey man, how do I get your job? And he goes, you got to know somebody. I'm like, I know you now. Give me a fucking job application.
That's where you put your hand out. My name's Evan.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Nice to meet
he
you,
goes,
sir.
Absolutely.
He goes, you can work security for us a little bit, and then I'll help get you in the door. I'm like, all right. We're walking through the valley. Get out of the way. Get out of the
I'm gonna get to see boobies for my job.
My job, every one of yours in already. I'm like, no, go.
This job is mine.
Oh,
They never called me.
what?
I wonder why.
It's okay. I think like 2 years later, that dude, that's when all the cases came out, and he's in
Yeah.
Mexico now. He's out.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he doesn't live here anymore, right?
No,
He's
he
just
lives in
gone.
Mexico
Yeah.
now because he has cases pending.
Oh, yeah.
He has like felonies pending if he
Yeah.
comes back.
It'll be
Hmm.
forever. Yeah, he's never coming
he's
back.
an actual piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
there's a lot of those in our world.
Well, yeah, there are. He just videoed everything
Yeah.
on his ass.
Yeah,
That was, yeah. That documentary is fucked up.
dude.
The Nickelodeon documentary is
The
that
Nick-
worse.
oh god.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
haven't watched it, just to let you know.
I watched it and I was like,
I
we got
I-
HBO Max just so I could watch it, and now I'm like, motherfucker,
I don't know
watch
if I can bring myself to watch it, man. I'd probably get so pissed off. I'd probably punch a TV.
Yeah.
I hate people like that, man.
Well, that's what like the newest accusation, the lawsuit that just came down. I don't know if it was true, but they just said that they just dropped one on Jay-Z of him and Diddy raping a 13-year-old. And they had the person come forward or whatever, but then they said that all of a sudden the dad forgot what happened and the case is now no longer a thing.
Yeah,
I guess.
Money talks.
But how long can money talk in this situation, I think?
Did they sign an NDA?
I mean, possibly.
How long does an NDA last? I don't know.
Depends on how many years they put in there. Like, what is it? Bieber already said he came out. He said he can't talk about anything for like till 20 years after Diddy's dead because he signed something when he went there. Yeah, 20 years after Diddy's dead. That's when you can talk about it.
How does the NDA work? Like, if you're being butt fucked by Diddy, like, does that like, negate? Like, but if you're being raped by like if a person's committing a crime on you and you signed an NDA that you still can't say
that's
shit.
where the big payday comes from. It's like, I'm going to give you all this money. You sign this. We're cool. If you say a word, I'm coming after you for everything I gave you and then some more.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough. You're going to be in prison for the rest of your life, homie. I'm not
worried about it. That's if you win, though.
Yeah.
Seems like there's a lot of
system's not 100% perfect too.
There's another speculation that Oprah purchased one of said tapes of Diddy and Bieber for $75 million.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Does Oprah want to purchase one of my tapes?
I'm not creating one of those tapes.
Not with you.
Listen, I won't even charge her $75 million. I'll charge her a lot less.
How about 20?
I'll give you a great deal, Oprah.
And it's legal.
Consenting adults, Oprah.
We're 18 and above, so we're good. We're 30 and above.
I don't want that shit.
How crazy is that going to be, though, if it all
nuts,
comes out to be real and it's like literally everyone?
Do you actually think that's going to come out?
I hope so. They're trying like hell to make sure it doesn't, but like
it's all Epstein all over again.
Well, like so all this stuff comes out, and then like you see LeBron take a step back from the Lakers. OBJ takes a step back, and there was just a video.
The greatest game ever, 40 points. I just got an argument with our trainer over that.
Good for him. I've also seen videos of people of WNBA players accusing him of trafficking women because they did it to her.
Could be.
That was an interesting one.
Another one to watch. Won a championship with the Lakers. Sorry, I'm turning into Dolphins.
So rude. Another one to watch is Jaguar Wright. She keeps putting videos on Twitter and different interviews, and she's been spot the fuck on so far. She keeps saying things that are going to happen, and it keeps happening. Same way Cat Williams did.
Did you ever see the videos? I think it was this lady just sits there and reads this book. I think Kim Porter wrote it. It was talking about Diddy and all that, like being married to him or being around him, and how she was passed around with all these people.
Oh, yeah.
This lady's sitting there reading all the videos have been wiped from TikTok and all that.
They literally said they were using them as like table toys. So like they would just make them sit on the table and people could just walk up and whatever you want to fucking do to them, go for it. Have fun.
That's nuts.
Cover them in ranch dressing.
So did you see LeBron?
No, I did not do that.
Sweet Baby Ray's.
Sweet Baby Ray's my thing.
Did you see Colby Covington go at LeBron, the MMA fighter?
No.
So in his press conference, he went after LeBron and said, "Hey, I want to know why Diddy parties are there ain't no whatever he said ain't no party like a Diddy party." And he asked that. Well, then LeBron went back at him on Twitter and called him a bitch and blah blah blah. And he goes, "And just know I have enough to put Diddy away for life, but I'm not a snitch ass bitch like you are." And it's like he just admitted that he knows what the fuck was going on.
You know,
why?
I got another rant about LeBron James. He's got thin skin. He's a little sensitive. So my brother works for
maybe it was the baby oil. Maybe
I don't know. My brother works for an adjuster company, public adjuster company, and they had their Christmas party at Fogo de Chao. This was probably he was on the Heat at the time, so it's been that time.
Yeah.
LeBron was there, had his own private room next to this company having their Christmas party. Somebody said something to him, he got all pissed off, and now that company's banned from going to Fogo de Chao.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Because I said, "Hey, bro, you gonna go to Fogo de Chao?" We can't.
I mean, he screamed at
somebody. Somebody hurt LeBron James's feelings. I'm like, he got more money. Why not? He don't need feelings. He got rich.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
That is
seems
fucking.
Like he might be
man. Yeah, he is. He's always been a piece of shit.
I am very ready
MJ's
for all
better.
of it. I am so ready for all of it to come out. I want all of it to just drop.
Yeah.
Supposedly, that new guy that they're trying to get in as the FBI director says day one he's just fucking unleashing hell.
I hope so.
Which would be amazing if they can get there.
Yeah, right. That's the biggest thing if we can get there. That's why I don't think we're ever going to get there.
Have you ever watched the TV show Scandal?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it was an older show, and it was basically about the president and the
That's not with Kiefer Sutherland, is it?
I have no idea. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
the main character was a lady, and she was the quote unquote fixer. So if shit went awry, like they had this group of assassins that they could send out to fix the problem. Like she could spin the narrative this way, or contact this person, or blackmail this person. And it was like all these different like inner workings of our political system. And I remember when I was watching, I told my wife, I'm like, this seems very real. Like this seems like they're pulling from some real shit. And it was a really good series, but it made me like really question, oh man, this really could happen. And then you see all the shit happening now, and it's like, oh, they might have really just thrown that in your face to show you exactly what was going on and make you feel like, oh, that's TV show shit. That's not real. Like, and who the fuck knows what's going on? Like, same thing we've talked about with like God, the universe. Like everyone has their theory.
Right.
Nobody's died that is here that can say, hey, this is what there are people who have had experiences.
Right,
There are people who have had near-death experiences, and they have a similar story of seeing something or it changing their perspective. So it's like, okay, well, what is this? And you can kind of go along that path of I don't believe in it, or you could just like, why not? Why not try to believe in it or figure it out? And it's such a fascinating world when you dive into it, because you start like seeing these connections or seeing these, and it if nothing else, it changes your mindset to a positive, hopeful, like, and you want to do things better. You want to try to change yourself. So my thought is, worst case scenario, I become a better person. Like, even if it's not, it like, why not believe in it? Because it's going to make me a better person no matter what happens.
You become a better person to the people around you and your friends.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to see you as a better person. So that's when I don't give a fuck about them.
Well, and I'm very convinced that the right people come into your life, the wrong people go away. If you're being true to yourself and you're being honest, and like, that's why I just am bluntly honest all the time, because I don't have to guess. I don't have to remember what I lied about. I don't have to remember.
I don't want to keep up with a fucking lie, man. I can't do that, man. You want me to lie to you and then I'm like, wait, I got to remember what I said.
I had to do that at Spectrum for 5 years. I'm good.
No, fuck that. Fuck that, man. My head's already spinning because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I can't even fucking remember shit. So
I would rather just be positive, be honest, and speak my mind the way I'm going to speak it. And I'm going to be as much myself as I can. If people don't like me, awesome. If people like me, great. I would rather have a small group of people who really like me than like be fake and have these I have millions of friends because I'm fake. But then you're not ever you. You're not happy. You're trying to find happiness in the $500 AirPod Max Pro or whatever the fuck they're called now. And like, I just had that conversation with my kid.
iPhone and AirPods?
I think he did.
I might have. No, I think that is what the new ones are called. They're like very similar to the same name, but they do that Max. So then you can feel like you have the most of everything. I have the biggest, I have the newest, and it's like,
well, that's marketing though. I mean, that's good marketing on their part, but if everyone's going for that, then fuck it. You know what? I'd say I'd call my podcast the Max.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
like,
the Diner Max.
Right. Oh wait, it's not even the diner.
That's for subscribers.
More.
Biggest diner.
You got to pay $20 a month for that kind of action.
We should release a Diner Podcast Max.
That's for the subscribers now.
That'll be our new Patreon.
Exactly.
Diner Podcast.
Well, we now have Facebook subscriptions if you want to pay the money.
Oh, cool. What do we get? So, like, if we have people subscribe, what happens? Like, do we just put out additional content for those people, or
because I didn't know what we were getting into yet, so
you just stay true to what you guys are doing, right?
Well, no, but like there was things like when we're live, if they comment, we just put up on the screen.
Okay.
Like
so there is
and
like perks and stuff
there's
to
some
it.
perks. You can basically do whatever you want, but that was just kind of like, it gave me like 6 or 7 options. I'm like, I don't know yet. So we're gonna just do this one.
Where's the phone calls? Call in now.
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be kind of fun. We can just take random guests that like we just go live. And we just take random guests that come on the comment section.
Yeah.
And we just like, if they get on the comment section, we can just, hey, reach out to us. We're going to send you a link and you can jump on and talk to us.
Yeah.
And then we just start bringing random people on to talk.
Make sure you max it out though to like 2 to 3 or 5 minutes so you can get the next person on as well.
Yeah. And we just kind of run through like
we're becoming Howard Stern.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's what I told my buddy. He wanted to start a podcast. I'm like, what should we talk about? Just do the Howard Stern method, man. Just everyone keep coming back to talk about you. Like, what are you going to say next? What do the haters want to keep listening to? Because they want to know what you're going to say next. Why do the people that love you going to listen to you? Because they want to know what you're going to say next.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's it. It's a great method. He rocked it and he owned it. So yeah, do that method. And you fucking, I think he's the only one that's ever done it though. Like,
Yeah.
No one else is like, you're not listening to people because you're wondering what they're going to say next. You're listening to because you know what they're going to say next.
Yeah. Then it turns into like where he becomes what he is now, where it almost becomes obnoxious, I guess, where he almost went too far with it. Where
I don't listen to him anymore.
No, I think that's where it like fell off the table because you can push it too far, I think, too. Like that's where, like, for us, it's just being real, being honest. Like, we don't try to find like the clickbait bullshit.
Well, no, his
like,
clickbait was getting that one stripper on there that like swallowed a 13-inch kielbasa. That's on that private parts movie.
Oh, God. Oh, dude, I haven't seen that movie in years.
Yeah. She just swallowed the whole 13-inch kielbasa. But here I'm thinking, I'm like, I am Polish, so what else she can do?
You remember? Did you ever watch that when you were a kid?
Private Parts.
No, well, just the show. And
yeah.
Trying to watch that on mute when you got to keep looking around the corner, mom and dad coming down the hallway.
Because it was dirty, man. It was dirty. I don't even know what it is now. I don't know if it's dirty still. It's got to be.
I don't know. I don't know if it's on TV.
No, I think it's just on like YouTube something or
That's what's always wild when you have like a couple years ago when that song WAP came out and everybody was like losing their mind, and it's like, have you never listened to Eazy-E or any of this shit that we like?
Well, didn't they cancel a Christmas song?
Yeah, it's Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yeah, and so you had WAP come out, but they canceled Baby It's Cold Outside.
Yeah,
great. Where's our heads at?
I mean, it is pretty rapey.
What, Baby It's Cold Outside? Yeah. I haven't really ever listened to it, but I'm like,
I want you to listen to it on the way home because it is incredibly rapey.
So you want me to listen to a rapey song on my way home? He's like, oh God, swerving all over the place.
trying to kill this poor man?
No,
right?
Just be a good
the podcast was great, but we're going to his funeral now because I told him to listen to Baby Got Cold Outside.
He got really sad after listening to Baby Got Cold Outside, and it was done.
I'm really gonna have to listen to it though.
It really is. Basically, she's just telling him to leave, and he keeps telling her why he's not going to leave. And all the different reasons why
it's cold outside.
Why he's going to stay the night and fuck, and she's going, no, you need to go, and he's like, no, or vice versa. Maybe he's trying to keep her there. I can't remember which one it is.
I was going to say he was trying to kick her out, and
no, it's one or the other. Either I think
you need to go.
But baby, it's cold outside.
Get it, folks.
Oh, come on, honey.
It is. She is at his place because it starts with I really can't stay, and he says, but baby, it's cold out there, and then it just keeps going where she keeps trying to get away, and he keeps telling her to stay.
Speaking of songs that are fucked up, have you seen the church choir sing "Like a Prayer" by Madonna?
I mean, I've seen that video, like the music video, but
is this like a version but remixed?
No, this is
someone just did it recently.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool. He had a church choir sing that song, but now like churches are singing the song.
All right.
And I'm like, it came across my feed one day. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, the meaning behind it is like a girl just searching for God. It's not like dirty. It's not supposed to be dirty.
Madonna said it's about a blowjob.
No.
Well, that's what she said on the radio.
Yeah, well, no, apparently it's not. I dove in. I read a lot of shit. I was like, because
never mind.
Like, this is only a couple weeks ago. I dove in. I'm like, what is this song really about?
It was either Madonna or Cher. One of those two were on the list.
Oh no, Cher. She's like never aged.
Yeah,
she's got to be reptilian.
I thought she was just perfect. Cher
could be.
She's like 99 and looks 40.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Jesus,
that's another fun one. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, I'm not going to go into it, but look up adrenochrome. No, look up adrenochrome. Just check it out.
What?
Basically, they drain the blood of babies and drink it, and that's what keeps them youthful. That's another solid conspiracy theory.
I thought you were just calling me something. I was like, what the fuck are you calling me, man? You invited me on the podcast and what?
And that's another one that shows up all over the place. That's an interesting rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go down that one.
It's disturbing.
Go down that rabbit hole while you're listening to Baby It's Cold.
There you go. Just having a
great positive evening.
That's a recipe for awesomeness right there.
Yeah.
Call your ex before too. Just go
take some of that Dakota or whatever the fuck.
That bitch is blocking everything in mine. Oh man,
we've done a 2.5 hour podcast.
Yeah, my computer's about to die.
You are actually our longest podcast now.
What was the longest?
It was my wife, 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh,
technically it was Jeremy Lawson, but we lost it. It was 3 hours and 10 minutes, and we lost the episode.
Yeah, we learned that day Podcastle cannot hold 3-hour podcasts. We lose it immediately, basically.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
That
as soon as
sucks. That's horrible.
I stopped it, and normally it'll kind of spin and load, and then it'll show me the audio wave, and I know we're good. I can save it. This thing just spun and spun. I'm like, oh, it's 3 hours. It's gonna take a while. And about a half hour later, I'm like, oh, I think we might be screwed. This might not. And it's still, to this day, it's still spinning on my computer.
It still might come through.
It
Might happen.
I'm hopeful, but it's still there.
But now you have the record, the official record.
Oh, now I just gotta get the fuck bomb record.
Well, we'll have to have our listeners count because I'm not going back.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I will absolutely sit here for the next 10 minutes if you want to ramble off fuck 118 times.
that is way too many fucks for me in a row. Like, I know I say it a lot.
You will
but they're
have
just
no
natural.
more fucks to give.
That's right.
They will all be gone.
And I got to keep them to give.
You got to keep them to give, keep them in the bucket.
Well, thank you so much for coming down and hanging out.
Thank
This
you.
was so much fun.
Class. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, you as well.
We got into the weeds a lot on this one. It was a good time.
Yeah, I'll definitely come down here for another one anytime.
We'll have
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are fun to talk with.
Thank you.
You want to hit our
Yeah,
sponsors?
I'm waiting to see you pull them up.
Yep, I am.
I'll make sure you spelled them correctly.
I
Thank
did
you to
on
our
this one.
gold sponsors for letting us do what we do. Wabash Valley Plumbing. They lay pipe. That's our slogan, not theirs. Eat, eat, repeat.
I love when you get a pop off of that one.
Peak Performance Gym. No peak, no results. Oh, I get better. RJ's Formal Wear. They have sweet suits. Wabash Valley Adult and Teen Challenge, meeting you at the crossroads of addiction. Harold Beauty Academy. They cut hair. Stitch Brands. They embroider stuff.
They're all very spot on from this point on.
U.S. Lawns. They mow grass.
Yeah, that person was awesome.
Well, so he used to only do the saying for that one, and then he started adding them for the rest of them. So then we just started adding them on to all of our
Gotta make it
sponsors.
fun, man. That's great.
Just to make it. But the first one always gets the pop. My favorite is when we're doing the youth show and we do the sponsors, and he does them for everyone but the plumbing. and I always go, why don't you say that one?
I now have a youth show with. They're plumbers.
Yeah.
They are
Just
plumbers.
plumb it.
There you go. I like
There
that.
So that's why you do the U show before this, and now you can get all your fucks out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Build them all up, get them all out.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we lure them in with the huge show. Oh, look at these clean cut guys in the.
I did make a slightly sexual innuendo at the start of the show this time. We were talking about our wives doing something, and I was like, yeah, it's why I'm in the gym all the time. I got to bring something to the table. And he goes, family friendly show, pal.
It's okay. I went at one show. I was just goofing off. I'm like, there ain't no party like a Diddy party. I'm like, oh, fuck us.
Oh,
Yep. On a show where we're broadcasting to 8-year-olds
Yeah. No, well.
here you go, youth.
that all have
I
phones.
just want to let them know. There ain't, stay away from
Hey,
those.
LeBron.
That was fun, guys.
Go
Thanks
home.
a lot, guys.
Go home before 9.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, thank you again. We're out of here. Keep pushing. Love you.
Love you.